This is the Hills Footy League Match of the Day.
Well, spring has sprung, but you wouldn't know it, as we welcome you to Blackwood Oval for the Police Credit Union Hills Football League Division 1 A-grade second semi-final. And certainly inclement, drizzly and, even a bit of heavier rain falling at the moment here. The first Saturday in September. But as we said, spring has sprung, but tracks of winter holding on here. Jeff Pistola and the Courier and Wild team with you once again as we get set for another big afternoon as part of our Feast of Finals fever. And trust you enjoy our worldwide stream through our regular great Courier and Wild supporters, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarkets. And we acknowledge the major sponsors of the Hills Football League Final Series, of course, Police Credit Union, West End Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier newspaper and Think Road Safety. And not forgetting media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish and Filming Footy. And, of course, our great friends at Solar Wholesalers and Fitness Studios also in support. And, of course, a big Saturday afternoon welcome to all those taking the radio broadcast through Lofty 88.9 FM. Now, while Benny Goldfinch is away on duty today at the Country Division Preliminary Final, hopefully the weather's a little bit better up there, we still have the regular collection of the Courier and Wild team. And, of course, fast making a name for himself and becoming a bit of a cult figure on the boundary and the Dartfish numbers specialist, the 500-man Indy Rogers is with us, and alongside him, equally a sultan of the stats, the Angel Whisperer in Jaden J. Hill. Good afternoon, my good men.
Thank you, Pistols. And, it's a bit of a wet afternoon here we got at the moment at Blackwood, but still looking forward to what is potentially a very competitive game. I've been keeping track of Uraidla and Hahndorf this year, for that matter. I could definitely say we're going to be seeing two of the most elite teams of the season clashing horns today. But I think this would also be a great opportunity to present some detailed statistics brought to you in part by Dartfish. Last time these teams clashed was actually in the final round of the minor home and away season, and it was in that match where Uraidla kicked 2 goals 13 and really shot themselves in the foot in that matchup against Hahndorf at home. When you look at the overall clearances, it was 34-39 in favour of Hahndorf, but not a massive difference. The hit-outs, 69-44. The Roberts pair has always been really elite class for Hahndorf, and they've made the job really difficult for some of the other ruck stocks around the competition to keep up with. Inside 50s by quarter with 39-45 in favour of Hahndorf, but no incremental differences in that regard. The tackle number was 66-109 though, so despite being the winning team, Hahndorf with a lot more tackles. The kicking efficiency is really where Uraidla dropped off though. It was only 31% effective disposal to 69% ineffective. Compare this to Hahndorf, where their effective disposals were much better distributed. 102 effective, 69 ineffective. But looking in that regard even further, I think if you want to look at the way these two teams stack up from a scoring perspective, Uraidla are quite low scoring, and Hahndorf, well, they're quite well rounded across the ground. But I definitely think Uraidla in a game like this would probably need to be wrestling that Hahndorf forward half and scoring on their own terms given the golden opportune. But you look at the turnovers as well. Unforced turnovers was 70% for Uraidla to the 30% of those turnovers being forced. And then on the Hahndorf end of things, 56 of those were forced turnovers, 44 unforced. So that's a major statistic there. It was Uraidla losing the ball on their own terms without pressure, but we know they could be a very clean team like they were last week, definitely one of their highlight performances. And I could certainly back in Uraidla to do a job well done today, but of course they are coming up against the competition's undefeated side and reigning 3-time premiers. Jaden.
Cheers, thank you, Indy. That goes perfectly into my stats. So, Hahndorf averages a score of 113.5 75 this season, and Uraidla have kept them to 71 and 70. So their second and third lowest scores for Hahndorf this season. The average score for Hahndorf against Uraidla is actually 71.5, and in finals is 81.2. Uraidla average 68 against Hahndorf and 72.8 against the Magpies in finals. And believe it or not, since 2010, they played 28 matches, Hahndorf and Uraidla, and they won 14 each. So today is going to be the breaker. Who can get to 15-14? And then in finals, since 2010, they played 5 matches, and it's Hahndorf 3, Uraidla 2, winning on that occasion. So, and also the quarter time, or the first quarter scores, 26 for Hahndorf. So they burst out of the blocks, and Uraidla, they average a score of 66 this season. So it'll be very interesting to see how these two teams match up. And also, Pistols, the last time that there was a semi-final on a Saturday at Blackwood was when Uraidla played Mount Barker, and it was 21-30. So that was a very low-scoring game, that one. So with the weather, we could get a game like that.
Thank you very much, Jane. Jay, in fact, I remember that game. It was a bit of a bog fest, as the scores might allude to. But thank you, men, and we'll certainly be down there with you throughout the afternoon. And also a big welcome, producer, cameraman, combination of Dallas and Flynn Rogers are here and bringing you all this second semi-final scenarios for Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. Now, the cream rises to the occasion during the finals, and today, in the special comments role, is a man whose reputation extends from the seaside at Christie's Beach to the ram-roaming fields of the Adelaide Hills. It's a big welcome into the West End pre-match segment to one of our great mates here in the Quarter Wild, recently retired Nan Bremer coach Daniel Lackenby. Lackers, good afternoon.
Thanks, Pistols. Wrapped to be here. It's nice and dry in the Dream Maker. Not so much outside. As actually the siren just sounds for the reserves. Mount Barker kicked a late goal, but unfortunately going down 7-5 to Hahndorf 7-7. So
yeah, we thought we might be running into a bit of extra time there, as you said, but Hahndorf getting a vital goal and stretched it out to 7-point margin, which was always going to be hard for them to haul in. And as you said, late goal. So 7-7 Hahndorf. 49 have defeated Mount Barker 7-5-47 in the reserves second semi-final. So Hahndorf through to another reserves grand final.
Yes.
Bearing in mind, I think the Barkaroos had them both times during the minor round, including the Courier Cup final. So
yeah, I think the first time when they played at Howard Lane, they kicked a goal after the siren to beat them too.
They did indeed, yes, quite right. Now, quickly, mate, how you going? Retirement, you know?
Oh,
what are you doing with yourself during the week now? I know it was in the season, but usually as a coach you start thinking about towards next year and things that you can do. But
yeah, this is usually the busiest time of year. But instead of being at football training on Tuesday, Thursday, I was at swimming lessons and basketball. So,
what, you've taken up new sport?
I've been inspired by the Olympics, mate. But no, that's the whole idea. A bit more time with the kids. So it's been really enjoyable, and wrapped to be here today for a bit of footy fix as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the two senior side, well, one of them at least has made its way onto the ground, that being Uraidla, the Demons. Hahndorf at the other end. So just quickly, obviously you coached against these two sides this year.
Yep.
In fact, against one of them, you were perhaps in a winning position there at one stage. But anyway, what can we expect?
Yeah. Look, we only got one look at Hahndorf. We missed them the second time round because of the COVID break. And yeah, listen, number one team in the comp for a number of years now. Quality on every line. Outstanding football club and football team. They'll obviously generate a lot of their... Well, conditions might change that, but they generate a lot of their attack from defence, from their back six, and move the football really well, particularly through the middle of the ground. And Uraidla, we had two looks at. Yeah, both games were in front at half-time. It's one of many games for us, unfortunately, during the year, but couldn't get the job done. But, yeah, again, their midfield's outstanding. I think with Will Young back in the side and now Angus Clark getting some more games under his belt, it's huge for them just structurally. So I think Will played back six last week against Lobie. So it'll be interesting to see what the matchups are.
The big benefit they have, which you'll be sort of having a look at as the game unfolds, some key matchups that you can pick up on. I was going to say Angus Clark being back in the side towards the end of the minor rounds has been a big bonus because it does free up Will Young from ruck duties and, as you said, help in the back six. But when we just look at this Hahndorf side, and a few interesting selections here. Well, we've saw in the curtain raisers Hoff, Hill and young Jacob Leake, Joel Leake, sorry, were playing. Leake, a premiership defender last year. And, because big out, a man who's been touted in some circles as perhaps being among the front runners with your own man, Ben Powell. For the male medal, Sam Hayden missing, and also Sam Hill.
Yes, Sam Hill just had a run around the two. He's played 13 games this year and kicked 16 goals, Pistols. So,
well, we saw him in last year's preliminary final. He got his chance and actually played very well, kicked 4 goals, I think, held his spot. And then, as you said, this season has been pretty active. But blessed with riches at Hahndorf. As you watch the toss in the middle of the ground. It's won by Cole Cheney for the Pies, and they'll be going downhill towards the railway end of the ground. So you've been here a bit earlier. Anything you can tell us about the conditions? Well, it's favouring, obviously.
Favouring the bottom end.
Bottom end, as it does here.
And the wind's going that way as well. So it's probably about a 3-goaler. It's blowing to the bottom pocket. So if you're kicking down that way, so the left-hand point post. But that being said, and we just saw that in the last game too, the under-18s, Nam played Blackwood and scores were level at 3/4 time, and we thought it would be a bit of strife because we were kicking up the hill, and the kids kicked 3 goals up the hill to win, and Hahndorf just did the same in the twos. They just kicked a couple of goals up the hill.
You're going to be unbiased in retirement, like so. What's this we? You still do it. Hey, and having said that, it must have been great to see some of the young kids come through the system this year, in the last couple of years when you've been involved. Certainly a talent pool for Nand through to the first time they've made the under-18 or senior Colts grand final in Division 1. So some good signs for the club.
Very good.
They're pretty happy leaving the club in good hands, I'd suggest.
Yeah, no, that's the whole idea. And as you and many others know, that was the whole reason to come to Div 1 Pistols. And we knew we had some talented kids, and we knew that we had to put some time into them, and they needed to develop. The best place for them to do that is Division 1. So 16s are still alive. They play tomorrow.
Yep.
We've got a home game there, and hopefully they get the job done and can jump into the prelim. But the 18s in particular, really great job done by Nick Yench, helped out by Kurt Waterman. So great connection there between the lads.
Well, it's good to see 2 younger guys actually doing the job, and obviously relate well to the players. And
yeah, it's been really good.
But
really
disappointing
positive.
last year, of course, they went out in straight sets, I think the 18s, but this year, as you said, at least gone one step more.
Yes.
And, within one win of winning the historic premiership, as you said. So both sides are just going through their final huddles here. So what's the key? What have we got here? The lockdown style of Uraidla, as I said, been a bit wet, so we expect the ball might be a little bit soaked in early stages as the grass is still wet. It's abated now, the rain, but the lockdown style versus that free running attack of Hahndorf.
Yeah, I think obviously with the conditions, Pistols, the ball's going to spend a lot of time on the floor, and that'll be where Uraidla will want it, because they're obviously really good in close. But it'll be interesting to see. Hahndorf, we thought, wet conditions might hold them up. They're still beating quality sides by 100 points. So
absolutely.
We'll just have to wait and see how things work. It might be a bit more difficult for them to move footy by foot.
Met in round 9. That was a close game, only 20 points. I think Uraidla led at every change until the last quarter, 20 points in round 9. But the last minor round game, round 18, they only kicked 2 goals and a 45-point win to Hahndorf. But Uraidla probably a bit better than that showed. But this is anticipated. It's traditional rivals in the past when it comes to finals. So all set here. We've got umpire Rob Tanner, Tommy McLean, Andrew Lawless in charge, who holds the ball off. So we're away, second semi-final action, Hills Football League Division 1. Dan Roberts tapped down against Landers. It's chance for Amato. Kick smothered there by Ingram. Turlick coming in hard with the ball. Roberts folds up, goes it back to Madsen. Be interested to see him back in the fold. We haven't seen him this year, a late start to the season. Ball trapped in there. Yet applies a tackle. And umpire McLean circling says, I'll have the ball. So, as we said, Dill Madsen back in, of course, past male medalist, best on ground in the grand final, brings a lot to the table. So, they only get stronger as they get towards the end of the season. Ball fed out into Sam Williams. High kick away for the Pies towards the wing here of Benny Salt. Good use of the body by Thomas. Got rid of him. Follows up with a good tackle there, Lukey Thomas. So, 2 good efforts there from an experienced footballer. Of course, spent time down at Nord. Past premiership player with the Demons. Roberts got it down here. Williams trying to spin out of trouble, actually illegal disposal. So Amato, the skipper, puts it up the wing area to lead out of Todd Price. He goes to ground. Ingram working the ball forward for the Pies. Matson tried to toe poke it forward. It went up in the air. Benefited the Uraidla as they fisted the ball forward. D'Amato grabs it, sweeps it up. Cheney coming to meet the ball, but I think it's going to go to the boundary line. And Kyle Cheney will be the recipient of the last touch free kick. So the former Adelaide Crow, perhaps the family watching Warwick Nabil this afternoon, and we wish all our interstate viewers in lockdown all the best. Hopefully you're going to enjoy some good country footy as Dylan Matson get his first possession of the match here as he took a juggling mark. So Matson, as it past Marmelis, drives the ball inside 50. Target there at the top of the head. Good work by Kluvenik. Got it back to Kepper. Errant handball there. Could cough up the ball. They're good enough to get out of trouble there. Towards the boundary line. Lurking. Oh, quick hands there towards Salt. In the end, free kick has been paid. Deep in defence. Looks like it's going to go to Remnant, perhaps. Umpire now checking with the Boundary Academy boy. And it's going to be a throw-in after all that. So Remnant will be a bit unhappy. Chance to add an early stat, but the Academy boy right on the spot. So he'll pitch it in right in front of the Blackwood Football Club tent. Leander's got the ball down. Remnant again lurking. Here's Amato, and the Orange Boots been busy already in the opening 2 to 3 minutes of this game. Close to the boundary line, and umpire will come in and ball it up. So up they fly. You can probably see the trees blowing around in the background here, indicating the wind strength. Held onto there was Remnant, who finally will get a kick. Handballs it back to Amato. Gets around an opponent, goes the one. We can see the wind catch that one, Lacus, and just take it across the line there.
It does. Got some matchups here for you, Pistols. Just in the Hahndorf forward line. Nykamp being picked up by Will Young. That'll be very interesting. Thomas to Salt. Luke Roberts has got Kluvenek, and Patrick Kepper's gone to Petrenko.
So ball driven back inside the Hahndorf forward 50. Stacks on the middle at ground level. Ball held in there. So umpire will come in and ball it up. Tanner, I think it is, so flicks the ball up high. Landers win alone, got the ball down. Quick kick away, finds Turlick. This coach already working in defence. Oh, sells a bit of candy around Ingram. Well done. Plenty of experience. Was probably their best player last week in the qualifying final win. Ball comes to ground, taken by Todd Price. High kick away. Bouncing ball here. Harry Allen running on it, turning grab it. Yes. Set sail for goals, but unfortunately offline. So the first score of the board is a minor one to Uraidla. They won behind. Hahndorf yet to get on the board, and we've played 4 minutes of this second semi-final. Of course, the winner to advance to the big dance in a fortnight's time. Kick out. You can see the strength of the wind as it gone right down the centre, and marking in the centre of the ground is Lukey Roberts, who drifted up from his forward position. Oh, a bit of a mung kick from the fireman. Bouncy ball. Here's a chance for Parker Bowles, though. The Troy variety gets towards his brother Zone, who shepherded well, but mopped up there desperately in the end by Rudloff, I think it was, conceding they're behind. So all tied up here after, as I said, 4.5 minutes on the call of the Wild, coming to you from Blackwood Oval this afternoon. Interesting weather we've got here at the moment, Lacquers.
Oh, it's slippery as, but how's a class of Troy just to pick it up below his knees? One clean take there, just unbelievable.
Impressed every time we've seen him this season. So he gets a lead out here from Will Young. High reach, got his hands to it. Slippery ball though. Doesn't take long for the pigskin to get a bit slippery. We've only played 4.5 minutes, but already you can see touch of the fumbles due to the slippery nature of the ball. So the Academy boy pitches it back in. Landers arrives. Gets the ball down towards Brazier, traps the ball, spins out of that. No, Sam Williams did it well there. Comes back to Michael Tudor, puts the ball up the wing towards that broadcast boat. Taken by the King. Trenorden gets a quick kick away. Gribble camped under the ball. Well done by Price, deflected it, then follows up at ground level. Tries to cap the ball in underneath him. Daniel Roberts comes into assist. Mungs one forward, taken by Turlick. Oh, shimmy work this way, that way. The great escape. Gets it out to Brazier. The youngster drives it forward. Will it carry over Cheney? No, just got his hands to it and deflects the ball out of the path of Todd Price in front of a pretty well-packed pavilion. Let's go down to Jaden and Indy for the early stats.
Yeah, thank you, Pistols. Some big stats early. 5 hit-outs to 2 in Hahndorf's favour, but really liking the way that Uraidla are attacking on the counter. Jaden.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. So 11 kicks to 8 in favour of Uraidla at the moment.
And looks like Uraidla are going to get another kick here as Amado infringed there. Looks like it might have been Grivell. So the captain, of course, past Barbelis. Shiny orange boots here this afternoon. The left foot goes towards the pocket, looking for the coach Turley. Ball comes to ground. Lurking is Brazier. coming in heavily on him is Mildo and just slides him across the boundary line in front of a pretty packed pavilion here. And why not with the inclement weather? It's good to be in out of the rain and drizzle. So, long sign from the boundary. Umpire cleared the ruckman. Here's Allen. He's locked up in a big tackle applied there by Parker Bos of the Zabian variety. So once again, the ruckman go at it. The leaper was Landers, got it down. High kick away by Troy. Parker Bos eludes the pack. Looking for a kick there was Roberts. Noticing the umpire, Luke Thomas. Parker Bos with a errant flighter, but Big Landers stood his ground and took a, in the end, a probably easy mark. So Jesse Landers, 9 goals for the season. He won't make the distance. King Gates to win, but big leap by Cheney. Brought the ball to ground. This is Perling. Tunnels it out to a teammate in Greville. He's set upon by a couple of demons and held in there.
So Landers' pistol's important for structure. He's now playing in the ruck and has done the last few weeks. Means Clark can play forward and Young can play back.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably a bit errant of me. We talked about Will Young and Clark earlier, and of course Young Land has been impressed with him. He's developed into a pretty good young ruckman. But Clark doing the duties this time. Good tap out clear towards Price. Centres the ball. Eludes Trenorden. A couple of demons dive on it. Oh, threading it out nice for Scooper Spry. Comes back to Brazier. Jensch wears him like a glove. Goes back for a second effort with attack on Remnant. Heavy tackling, and as you expect in the opening minutes of a second semi-final, ball held in there. So we're about 48 metres from the clubhouse end. Uraidla working towards in this first turn. Ball comes down there. Tackle applied there once again. Umpire McLean on the spot and said, my ball, boys. So Clark, Roberts, 2 big bodies there. Ball comes down there. D-Rob follows up with an interesting tackle on young Spry. Spins out of trouble. Finally, Perling tries to get it sorted. No. Lurking was Madsen. Got it out to Greville. Greville towards Remnant. Intercepts it. Can he get his boot to the ball? Yes, he does. Here's a chance for Turlick coming out, but just at the last moment, held his ground and allowed Trenorden to slide in and take a mark there, Lacus.
Yeah, pressure around the footy's been outstanding from Uraidla. Obviously, tackling pressure from both sides, as you'd expect, has been really good. But moving the footy in quickly and now getting a shot. So
Blake Trenorden, the king, around about a 45-degree angle. 20 goals for the season so far. Gave it his best chance, but the wind just didn't bring it back enough. So Uraidla minus score. They do lead 2 behinds to 1 behind. And we come out to 9 minutes gone, opening term, second semi-final. So Matthew Jensch with the designated kicking and duties for the Magpies. What's on offer?
Last one hit the centre.
Yeah, so lovely kick at the ball. He would hit the centre, but this time he chooses to nurse it out towards the half-back flank area, taken by the comb-over man, Nicky Ingram, in the blue boots. So Ingram, high kick, wing area. Salt the back of the pack, got his hands to it. Ball comes to ground level. Xander in there, feeds out the ball to Cheney. Deflects, comes back to Xander. Feeds out a handball towards Madsen. He's well collared there by Amado. And illegal disposal rules the umpire and Rob Tanner. So Amado, left foot, goes out wide. Chance here for Allen. Gave him a big duty though. Put the ball right out in front of him. The task was beyond him. So last touch once again. So Nicky Ingram back where probably this passage of play almost started. So nurses down the line. Oh, good intercept on Petrenko there by the big man in Clark. Brought the ball to ground. Once again, tough tackling in the clinches. So just as you said, a few unforced errors with the tackling practice out there.
Yeah, defensive pressure's been really good.
So Landers high leap, got it down to Petrenko. He's well shadowed. Ball spills out here. Around the corner kick for the Demons towards the forward there. Here's Turlick. And as you can expect after his performance last week, he kicked 4 goals. Lacus, so they'll be well aware of his ability.
Absolutely. He's come to play today. He's stepped around 8 blokes in front of us. He's ready to go.
Got plenty of experience. Nord Premiership footballer, time with Melbourne. So ball bounce there's Turlick again. Cleverly tried to tap it on. Advantage of a teammate in Amato, but the boundary line was too close. So conditions just looking a little bit improved here at the moment. At least the rain has abated for a while. Bit of blue sky in the distance, and hopefully it stays that way for what should be a good game of footy. So ball bounces down. Ground level attack there was from Halliday. Ball spills out here. Around the corner was Amato. I'd like to see his stats already. Bouncing ball. Here's a chance. Racing onto it was young Brazier. Got it back there to a teammate into Norden, who's well warded. Comes back here. Quick shot by Ferrari. Bouncing his Turlick lurking. But once again, the boundary line too close. So Uraidla in the last 5 minutes doing all the attacking. They've had the ball camped in their forward line. They dearly love to get a valuable goal against the wind.
They look dangerous too with the ball on the ground, Pistols.
Yep, so throw in. Clark at the back, double hands it down. Here's a chance for Tommy Jepp, goes to ground under pressure. And once again, that Magpie defence just holds the ball in. So umpire Tanner, ruck work. Clark gets it down. Once again, rolling scrum situation there in the bottom of the pack. There was Dylan Madsen. Good to see him back in Magpie colours. Late return to the lineup after surgery, I believe. Ball comes close here, and appealing was a touch there. Yes, so another minor score. Uraidla 3 behinds lead Hahndorf 1 point on the West End scoreboard. So kicking out, big leap there. Luke Roberts got his chest to it, spilled it. Fed out there by Rootliff. There's a chance there, but deflected here by Kluvenik. He's taken the ground. Comes out here to Xavier Parker. Bowles, was he held?
Yep.
Rootliff, but Kluvenik probably the same situation. Just prior, but anyway, that one went unnoticed. As spoke too soon, Lakers, as the drizzle starts to return here. So Xavier Parker Bowles right in front of cameraman Flynn Rogers' lens here on the interchange side of Blackwood Oval. High kick as the Stats boys look like they're going to head for undercover. Deep in the back pocket, Paddy Kepper lurking the ball out over the boundary line. So might be the situation throughout the day where we just have these scuds of rain coming in, but it is Hills football as we know it, Lakers. So throw in. Land has got the ball down. So the 50 fed off here to Parker Bowles, goes backwards to his brother. He's dispossessed by Jepp. Good tackle, trying to bust his way through there. I think it was Kluvenik. He's held up by Parker Bowles. In fact, it was Braden Watton in the sleeves. So once again, another ball up. So Landers arrives. Got it down towards Turlick. Quick hands back to Remnant. Demons go inside 50. Ferrari's a target, but Cheney, just too much experience, worked him under the ball and took a good intercept mark. So the ex-Crow, ex-Hawk, ex-Melbourne gets it across here to Jens. He's past Crow's teammate. He goes long. Here's Salt the target. Oh, good defensive work there by Thomas. Brought it to the ground. Backed up there by Slade. Nurses the ball up to Amado. He's got a free run as he goes inside 50. The target up here would be Price. Price versus Perling. Ooh, Goat sort of infringed on. Yes, too high. So the 5-time premiership defender there putting, his opponent over the line, but interfering with him. So free kick here to Price. Quickly senses the lead from Turlick and a sliding mark, and the playing coach has kicked 4 last week. Has kicked 28 for the season, so he knows where the goals are, Lakers.
Tough shot from here, Pistols. But yes, he'd be a very happy man at the moment. I mean, what are we? We're nearly 14 minutes in. The ball spent the bulk of the time in his forward 50, and he's kicking against the breeze, so he'd be very pleased.
So Turlick, can he kick a really inspiring goal here for his side? As I said, he knows where the goals are, but this will be a tough task for the experienced playing coach. In fact, it's missed a lot across the face. That's unusual with the given the breeze blowing. But ball up right next to the behind post. So still a chance for Uraidla deep in their attacking territory. So the ruckman Gabba Landers against Matt Roberts. Ball comes down, stolen by Parker Bowles. Troy goes down the centre of the ground, cricket pitch area. Rudliff bangs it back from whence it came, but intercepted by Eckerman. Eckerman quickly goes out the wing area. He's got Nicky Ingram. Takes the mark. Handballs it off to the run of Yench. He's run on. He'll do something with the ball. He always does. Puts it down towards Salt territory. Sticks up the Dukes. Spilled there, but yeah, perhaps chopping free there, Lakers. So Benny Salt, 31 for the season, decides to centre the ball to the lead there of Lukey Roberts. Perilously close to the line here. And in the end, rushed over by Tudor.
There's Dillhop good. Just noticed Braden out here running water for the Magpies too. So not just Hoppy missing and Hayden.
Yep. So Braden out, as you said, Dylan there, so Daniel Xander in the side. They did name a squad of 22 this morning, so obviously maybe a fitness test was the situation. So yeah, young Xander in his first season of footy gets a chance perhaps get a second semi-final as the ball comes out to Lukey Thomas as the rain starts. You might be able to hear it on the Dreammaker roof, Lakers. It's like coaching at Barker, mate, but it's a bit warmer here at the summit.
Yeah,
and you've got a bit more coverage.
I'm not standing in a puddle.
Protection. So, Mark taking for Hahndorf. Ruby Barnes, I think it is, drives it back in long. Thomas behind the pack. Fist off hands, but well read here by Hahndorf. Desperate defence there, good tackle. Once again, resolute defence puts the ball over the line. So 16 minutes gone. Hahndorf 3 behinds. Uraidla 3 behinds. Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistol. So 21 kicks to Hahndorf, but 31 for Uraidla at the moment, so they're dominating in that area.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it happened, but we went from 5 inside 50s to 2 in Hahndorf's favour to 8, hitouts. 8 hitouts to 12 in Uraidla's favour, so that's been a massive stat change from the stoppages.
In the meantime, Yates banged in a long attempt there, and it's 3 for a minor score. So by virtue of that, they've taken the lead, 4 points to 3 in a tight opening term, coming up to 17 minutes gone here. And of course, thanks to our sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarket, of course, Police Credit Union West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier, Think Road Safety, and our media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, and of course, Fitness Studios and Solar Wholesalers. Fitness Studios with the Best Player on the Ground award today, which you've got the honour of selecting, Lacus, so give you a bit of work to do.
No pressure, Pistols.
No, as the ball comes into the goal square once again. And
Another rush behind.
I tell you what, if playing rugby league, you'd be happy with us. Tries everywhere.
I reckon that there's three out of those 4. I reckon a rush. 3 out of 5.
Absolutely. So ball brought out, and you're with the ball deep in the back pocket. Taking the ball up the line. Oh, good pack mark. Nearly taken there off hand, said the umpire. In the end, it's been paid. So Uraidla. This might be Trinorden in the distance. So Trinorden takes the ball out towards the wing area. Oh, standing his ground from the pack and taking good mark is Nicky Ingram. Of course, missed out in last year's grand final side through injury, and he's hell-bent to make it to Amends this year. Good jungling mark. I was going to say Lukey Roberts appealing there. 1 grab, 2 grab, 3 grab. And the umpire said that's good enough for me, Lukey. So Luke Roberts, 27 goals for the season. A lot fitter this season. I think joining the Fire Brigade's probably been good for the young man.
Absolutely, it has. He's missed a game either. He's played 16 out of 16. Big fella.
Because son of the gun, the great Johnny Roberts.
What do you reckon here, Pistols?
He's a pretty accurate kick, Luke. Just a matter of him reading the breeze, I'd suggest. So kick from about 45. Drop punt on its way, and well, what would I know, Lakers?
Looks tricky out there, mate. It really does.
So minor score. So Hahndorf 6 behinds, lead Uraidla 3. 18 and a half minutes gone, first term. Called to Wild Hills Football League Division 1 second semi. Trust you enjoying the action on the call to Wild. Kick out comes, pack situation. Trying to bustle it forward there. Looked like it was Allen, but I think it's
paid on the full.
Yeah, it's come off his lower leg. So unfortunate for him.
See, Nathan Rudloff went the other side there, Pistols, kicking it to Perling, and Dan Roberts wasn't the go for the last kick, so changed it up.
So I think it's Barnes. Take the resultant free here. Rigby Barnes, first season with the club. Spent some time in the ranks at South Adelaide and down in the Great Southern Footy League before joining the Pies this year. So Barnes. We'll be keen to set it up for the high flyers. There's a few of them in forward line. Puts the ball down. Here's one of them, Nycat, but it's run was blocked there as Remnant stood his ground and took the mark. So Nathan Remnant quickly switches play across, finds Kluvenik, I think it is, right in the teeth of goal. It's Uraidla just working pretty diligently to hold up the Hahndorf. Ball comes up off hands there. It's always good when the interchange players and the water runners stand right in front of you, Lakers. So umpire McLean pitches the ball up. Daniel Roberts gets it down. Madsen trying to claim it. Halliday, smothered handball. Comes back out here to Spry. Gets it back to Halliday. Remnant's kick deflects off big Daniel Roberts. So he couldn't pay last touch there, Lakers, because it come off the big fella's belly, I'd suggest.
It did too, and the young fella saw it too, so called it touched.
Yep, good. Well, good work by the Academy boys.
The Academy lad.
Well, the finals are for them. Well, they're only the best they pick for the finals. Ball comes down. Oh, Roberts rides a possible high tackle. Comes to Turlick. Intercepted by Eckerman. His kick is smothered. Coming to meet is Michael Tudor. Strong attack on the ball. Good tackle applied to him. Comes to Williams. Flicks out the ball here to Eckerman. Eckerman gets on the right. Puts it towards the Leapers. Sold at the back of the pack. Getting his hands to it was Thomas. Ball spills down. Kick smothered there. Desperate stuff. It was Rudloff. Working hard to hold the ball in there. Xander as well, of the Cameron variety. So finally the umpire says My ball, umpire Rob Tanner, of course assisted this afternoon by Tommy McLean and Andrew Lawless. So about 45 metres out in the tee for goal for the Pies. Flicked over the back. Here's a shot around the corner by Xander Cameron, but pulled it wide, has been the story. Could be shades of the 2017 grand final here.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it, Pistols.
So 7 behinds plays 3 behinds. 20 minutes ticked over here. First term, second semi.
I just think, yeah, just that there, Pistols. It's a testament to Yuri's pressure and the tackling so far. It's been outstanding. And, you know, she's a final. Pressure's going to be high and there's no easy kicks, and there has been so far.
As you said, there hasn't been too many real set shots on goals. I mean, you know, off pack crumbs, etc.
Yeah.
So it won't retrieve the ball might be on the, what's that, the 242 leaving to Adelaide by the train line, but they've retrieved it.
Where's the net, Blackwood?
Yeah. Perhaps the koala was cuddling it in the tree. Ball comes out here. Kluvenek gets it. First to arrive there. Close to the boundary line was Uraidla player, bundled across. In fact, it was Will Young. So, once again, the academy boy will pitch it back in. Good long throw, too. Ball comes down. Taken here by Amado. He's locked on the tackle, got it back there. Finally, chain of handball sends with Spry, takes them forward. Cheney once again using the body on Ferrari there. Experience versus youth. Ferrari comes back with him of his own. Touch of pressure there. And, well, I tell you what, Cheney may be a bit lucky there. Didn't make any real effort to get rid of it.
Yeah, Robbie Tanner in quick. He's thrown it up already.
So Uraidla, an opportunity to take the ball inside their 50 after it's been camped for a percentage down the other end. Here's a chance. Will it sit for Slade? Eckerman had a touch of the fumbles taken around the corner by Slade. That falls in the hands of Rigby Barnes. So Barnes takes across the back pocket, finds Parker Boz. Troy nurses up towards Ingram territory. He'll get there before Ferrari, or Ferrari did well to spoil. Ingram follows up, taps out the back door to Yench. Yench with a torpedo off the ground virtually. Gets it up here to Thomas. Oh, good follow up here. I think that's Xander. Goes inside 50, so quick transition for the Pies. Target there, and well, was Luke Roberts. Perhaps a bit fortunate there, Lacus. Chopping, I suppose, high contact. So Lukey Roberts. His second real shot on goal.
Yeah, I'd have to see the replay, Pistols, but you know, there's a little bit of let them play about that one.
Which you can, as it's.
Oh, look at this.
There you go. You can take us through it.
So yeah, Yenchi off the ground and quick entry.
Live action with Roberts. Teeth of goal off hands there. Uraidla once again happy to walk it across the line for an 8th behind to the Pies. Uraidla on 3. So
going with play on, Pistols.
Was play on?
Yeah, let them play. We're playing finals footy. You're allowed to spoil.
True. Something like 41 free kicks played in the game last night from Perth.
Is that right?
A total of 41. As I said, just let
Bit
it
of
go.
me.
Yeah, well, that's right. Razor Ray, and they like to get, don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, take the microphones off them.
So, ball comes back into Luke Thomas. Quickly gets a kick away. Bit of a barrel there into the wind. But Camp done it with Cheney. He's a long way from home. So, Cole Cheney sends it back in. Sets it up for the leapers. Will Young's there. Oh, Salt got his hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Uraidla defence once again holding firm as we move up to, looks like the clock has stopped there, Lacus. So, 24 and a half minutes gone. Always pays to have a backup.
Oh, yeah, dudded me then.
Looks like Blackwood haven't paid the power bill. Ball comes down here. The timekeepers perhaps didn't push the on button. So the ball comes up the line here, making great ground there is Trenorn, who's doing a bit of work for a key forward down in the defensive 50 in this first term. So the King puts it out towards half-back flank. Once again, Cheney lurking, brings the ball to ground, follows up nicely, flicks out a handball, but in the meantime it's deflected by Remnant back over the boundary line. As a little bit of sun breaks out here at Blackwood Windy Hill Oval, which is be well received by the players, no doubt, and particularly the spectators. So throw in, Roberts, Landers. Roberts goes up on his own, flicks the ball. Here's a chance for Ingram, pounces on it, left foot drives it towards the corridor. Well done by Rudliff, get the ball in front of him. Oh, well done as he followed up strongly. Flicks the ball out to a teammate there, and Watton. Quick hands gets out to Tommy Jepp. He's under pressure. Seeks the sanctuary at the boundary line. First to get there will be Xander. Gets it back here to Salt. Gets it back here to Mo. And the quarter time siren goes in the background. So there we are, entertaining. We won't say a high scoring quarter. A lot of shots on goal, but could you believe it?
There's 11
Hahndorf,
scores.
Such a free scoring side. We only have 8 behinds play 3 in favour of the Magpies, so that's a 5-point lead at quarter time. And for the first time on the quarter wild this season, I'd suggest, Lackers, we aren't able to give you any goal kickers at quarter time because there isn't any.
Rush.
But what we can do is, of course, give you the stats from the best in the business. Jaden and Indy.
The glass is half full and half empty for Uraidla at this stage. On one hand, they didn't concede a goal in the opening term of the semi-final to the competition leaders, but on the other, they did concede 8 scoring shots and really were just quite dreadful getting those rebound 50s out as well. I mean, they've had a very stellar defense so far from the intercept perspective, but unfortunately... So it's a bit glass half full and glass half empty right now for Uraidla, because on one hand, they haven't conceded a goal in this opening term of the semi-final to the competition leaders. On the other, they have conceded 8 scoring shots, as well as 11 inside 50s to the 7 they got. But it was a big quarter of momentum swings. I reckon Hahndorf started dominating the hit-outs, got the first 5 hit-outs consecutively as well. Got 12 for the quarter compared to the 12 for Uraidla, but that was because Uraidla seemed to get a lot more hit-outs in the midst of the quarter. Improved a lot from the stoppages and did hit some targets up forward when they got it down there, but just couldn't quite convert some of the shots that they got. Really, it's about goldening the opportune right now for Uraidla, and that's not what they did in that quarter, unfortunately. Didn't cough up a goal to Hahndorf, but at the same time, their rebound 50s were really unclean, and I think that's come off at the back of some of their players not quite pulling their weight in the defense. I mean, Thomas been very strong down back there, trying to take as many marks as possible, and also I did really like some of the defensive efforts which I saw coming through from a lot of Uraidla's defenders, but in particular, there was one pressure act I saw from Rudloff earlier in that quarter, which I thought was a very nice act. He actually managed to take out 2 players and get the ball to the line, but unfortunately, he's been doing a lot of the kick-ins as well. I don't think he's the cleanest kick-in for this team. That being said, I also reckon Spree's been down on his tackling pressure, and Amato has been good, but he's only going to be good if you can give him the run. Got 34 disposals against this team last time they played, mind you. But that's enough from me. I'll take it over to Jaden.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. So the kicking count, 47 to 35 in favour of Uraidla. Tackling count, talking about pressure, Indy, 47 tackles to Hahndorf, but 40 to Uraidla. Handballing count, 18 to 15 in favour of Hahndorf, and 11 marks each, believe it or not. The average winning score, boys, in his semi-final is 76, so it could be a lower score than that today. And also, it's Hahndorf's equal third lowest quarter score for the year, and only the second time they've been goals in a quarter this year, which last time was the last round against Uraidla as well. So, and it is Uraidla's equal third lowest first quarter score as well. So, be very interesting to see how the second quarter pans out. Hahndorf averaged a score of 24, so see if Uraidla can hold them goals again. Pistols.
Just while you're there, Jaden, just give us a bit of an update on the weather conditions down there. The wind, has it lifted or it's looking over the horizon over your shoulder? Is there any rain sort of on the horizon there?
No, not particularly. It's actually the sun's coming out a bit, Pistol, so which is good. So
it comes from down around Christie's Beach.
So there is a bit of a breeze as well, but yeah, the sun looks like it's come out. So hopefully we don't get any more rain for this game. So hopefully the rain stays away.
Okay. We're just waiting from Benny Goldfinch. Of course, those wondering, we had cards and letters wondering where he is, Lackers.
I was concerned.
He's out at the Country Division preliminary final. We can tell you Meadows have won the B grade preliminary final over Birdwood. Goals in extra time, went extra time, which we thought might happen here with the reserves second semi, but Hahndorf getting over the line by 2 points in the earlier game. And also Nan Bremer, your boys, as we said, well done to them winning the under-18s second semi, so they're straight through.
Boys are in the dance, which is good.
Yeah, so nice conditions here at the moment, Lackers, as we get set for the second term here.
Much better. Just interesting there, Pistols, the last probably 5 minutes. Hahndorf obviously setting up really well behind the footy when it goes inside their forward 50, and under pressure, they're starting to kick the ball long to Cheney. So initially, their forward entries were really good because they didn't kick the ball to Perling, which they'd be pleased with. Yep. But now they just need a bit more composure with ball in hand.
Right, second term underway, second semi-final. Who will get the first goal of the game? Comes to Madsen, gets a kick forward, chasing it down as Parker Boz. Good pressure from him from Remnant. He wins the ball, gets to the Spry. Spry gets a quick kick away, bounces in the hands of Ingram in the centre area. Nice little kick finds Xander, still in the centre circle. Goes on the left out wide. Here's Amato. Oh, good work on him. On Zamian Pye. Tudosaurus comes through. Dispossessed and perhaps didn't have the football. Umpire sees it our way. So, and Amato was keen to go off for the advantage, but the umpire said, no, bring it back. So, ball out here to Uraidla. So, plenty of experience in this Uraidla side. Said Amato, Uraidla, of course, Turlick. Thomas have all had their SNFL experience or higher. Ball comes down here. Taken here by Ferrari, an exciting youngster in their lineup. Rigby Barnes is camped under it and takes a mark. Rigby Barnes quickly moves the ball back out here.
He's on.
Teammate there was Collar, but was good enough to get around and picks out Perling. As I said, the stallion, the goat. Nurses up the line here and finds Mail. Mail quickly gives it off to Williams. Williams with a little worm burner. Effective as he finds Parker Boz. So Hahndorf starting to slip into possession football. Gets out here to Cheney. What a great asset he's been to the club since joining. Of course, the captain this year. Puts the high ball up here. Kluvenik taken once again by Tudosaurus. Puts it out here. Worked off the ball there. Was Ferrari by the big body of Roberts. Ball spills out there. Oh, that could be a push in the back. No, said umpire Tanner. Here's that man Cheney. Oh, his kick is deflected off of Ferrari. Comes back in. Oh, that could be legging. Nice to the umpire. Yes, it is. In the end, so free kick will go to Uraidla through the agency of young Brazier. Played a pretty good game last week. This is up the line, finds another exciting youngster in Spry. Spry goes inside 50, but picks out Williams, I think, straight away. Barnes it was, my apologies. Puts it up here towards Salt. So Salt with the ball.
Starting to move the footy well, aren't they, Pistols?
Yeah, they are. Just see slipping in the gear because had the week off, so perhaps a little bit of rust there. Standing his ground was Will Young. Got one in the back of the melon. Ball taken by Uraidla as a advantage paid there, Lackers, but not previously. Comes back here to Barnes. Coughs up what he should have taken. Good pressure there from holds the ball in. So, yeah.
Matchups are similar to the last quarter. There's Rigby Barnes has picked up Trenorden, I reckon. So
I think you're right.
The ball in the air, that'll be an interesting matchup.
Yes, it will be. So the Academy boy will pitch the ball back in. Daniel Roberts doing the ruck work against Landers, who's got the big run up from the side. The ball actually, Academy boy must have said, as you said, slippery ball.
Yeah, needs some grippo.
Needs some grippo, quite right. So he'll come in a little bit and pitch it up. So interesting Landers' tactics here. He stands right off and then runs and be trying to jump over the big frame. But the ball was short again, but Parker Boss hacked that out of air. Well done. Puts the ball high. Big leap there by Uraidla. Sport the marking attempt of Xavier Parker Boss. Williams left the ball behind as he tried to spin out. Finally, the ball worked out here. Tudor camped under it. Holds his ground. Michael Tudor, of course, coached the Demons last year and also a past under-18 premiership coach for the club. Left foot takes it in long. Getting his hands to it there was Ferrari. Grabbed here by Allen. Coming to me, there's that Mansion Order. Ground level one's down in the fridge, but Ferrari had an airy. Cheney back there looking for support. Got the ball back here to Ingram, who has continued the trend down that bottom end of just walking it over the line. So first score of the second term is a rush behind for Uraidla. 4 behinds. Hahndorf 8 behinds. Yes, folks, no goals yet in this Hills Football League Division 1 second semi-final.
Bit of Brent Guerra about it, Pistols down there, isn't there?
It is indeed. So, ball comes back out here.
Rudders.
Yes, implemented it well. Comes out here now to Allen. Gives it off to the run of Amato on the left. He can't clear the pack. It's deflected. Follows it up nicely, though. Goes to ground. Could that have been a high tackle imposed by Nykamp? No. But Amato leading his side well. So, shades of the Hawks and Geelong grand final there.
Yeah, just walking it over the line, off they go.
Yeah, ball comes out here. Clearing kick by Williams, centre of the ground. Here's that man, Uraidla takes the mark. So he's right in the centre of the ground. High kick.
Oh, he's kicked it over Brazier. It was out.
Oh, well, Price did everything but mark it. Good support there from a teammate going to ground. There was Brazier, fed out back here to Williams for the Pies. He'll relieve the pressure, puts it here. They're in here now as Luke Roberts has made space. Goes forward. The target will be Salt. In front of him was Thomas. Oh, bouncing ball. It's a chance for Hopgood. Could this be it?
Nope.
No. Dylan Hopgood. A great opportunity to get the first goal of the game, but wow. Tell you what, the kicking coaches of both sides will have a bit of work to do during the week. So unbelievably, 9 behinds plays 4. 5 minutes into the second term. And I think Jaden Jay was talking about the low score in a couple of a final here a couple of years ago. That was a bog. This is not too bad conditions as far as the ground goes. A little bit of drizzle, but yeah, no goals yet. Madsen kicks smothered. Oh, stolen there by Amado. Good work by the past 2 male medalists there doing battle. Oh, Barnes, that's a little bit, yeah, probably not required.
He gets under the skin of Amado out there. A few boys like throwing him around.
So, Nicky Amado. Oh, kick probably not the best. And it's fallen into the hands of the man who gave him the free kick in Rigby Barnes. So, with poetic justice there, perhaps.
We've got an issue with the Sherrin. What's going on, Pistols?
Well, could be. Ball comes out here to Nicky Ingram. Just down for the Uraidla coaching box. So, he'll nurse the ball right up here in front of the Dream Maker. Pack sets itself. Oh, Michael Churda deflects off Nykamp's head, but he managed to get a ball forward. There's a chance for Petrenko. He's well worn by Kepper. Oh, good attack on the ball there by Xander, I think it was. Sorry, Hopgood. Last point kicker. Few minutes game. Roberts, a big leap. Put it straight down the throat of Slade. Parker Piles almost rushed his head. But not high, said the umpire. So umpire McLean will come in. So, 7 minutes ticked over. 9 behinds to 4. Ball comes down to Madsen. Oh, stolen by Spry like a thief in the night. Puts the ball forward. Coming to gather it cleverly was Grivell backed his judgment. Drives it back inside 50. Luke Thomas intercept. Chop out mark. Quickly puts it out wide. He's got Kluvenik. And the pass skipper takes the ball. He flicks it onto Rudliff. He's getting a few touches in the first half here. Nurses the ball out wide. I think it's young Brazier in the distance on the outer wing at Blackwood. Centres the ball, and here's Toddy Price. Little wedge shot forward to Remnant. That's a pretty good mark because he didn't know what's coming at him. But typical Fatty Remnant style, standing his ground exactly.
I'm going to make a weird call here, or a little short chip, and Amado not far enough.
And Parker Bowles wraps him up. Yes.
It's
Nostradamus?
I know it's 9 points to 4 Pistols behinds. It's still a good game of footy.
Oh, absolutely. As you said, the pressure. Big Clark used his body, got that tap down. Here's it's fed out. Here's a chance for Brazier around the corner. Tenor got his hands off.
The volley.
A volley into the back of the net, but it's wrong side of the post there. You're quite right. It's exciting. I think the crowd might be running a book. Who's going to get the first goal here, Lackers?
All right, let's start.
Have you ever seen a game of A-grade footy, 8 minutes in, 8.5 minutes and no goal? 9 points plays 5. As you said, typifies the pressure that's out there. It's not a easy get a shot on goal.
Well, if it was me in the coach's box against Hahndorf, I'll be wrapped at the moment.
Yes.
A few others will be joining me.
Yeah, so Matthew Yench was regularly reaching the centre with the breeze. It'll be interesting to see what he does here, kicking up from the railway.
Troy's on in the pocket.
The railway koala end. Goes out wide. Cheney territory. Got his hands to it. Ball spilt. Cheney a bit slow to get up there. Ball fed out here to the runner's aim in Parker Boz. Forced to get a quick kick under pressure. Here's Hopgood. Gathers the ball cleanly on this occasion. Sets it up high. Giving young Xander a big challenge. Ball off hands here. Here's Tudor. He's got support here from Will Young. Misses the target, but the ball should sit for Young, hopefully. No, it doesn't. Oh, good attack on the ball there by Eckerman, but in doing so, tried to kick the ball free. And paid advantage for a resultant free kick. And Ferrari taking the mark right in front of the Dream Maker here. So, Jacob Ferrari. Close to the boundary line, of fact, it has gone out over the line. Saying it was off hands, but Academy boys saying no. So Matthew Yench right in front of the scoreboard, which reads unbelievably 9 behinds plays 5. 9 minutes, 9.5 gone. Second term, called the Wild. Trust you're enjoying it. Ferrari, the big leap, big spoil over the top came from Luke Roberts. First to get there, big Grivell. He's manhandled there by Allen. And finally the ball out of the boundary line. Virtually just up from where Yench kicked that ball back in. So, yeah. Very tough in the trenches out there, that's for sure. Tough, hard second semi-final. Why not? Ticket to the big dance directly is the prize. Comes out here. Landers. Spry. Run down by Madsen.
He's paid it.
And Parker Boz, so Xavier and Parker Boz with the resultant free kick there. What's on offer? Chips the ball forward to Madsen. Oh, great intercept there by Landers.
Oh, unlucky.
But just at the last moment. Just, yeah. Unfortunately. So Madsen. So no one knows who's going to get a free kick. Male says, I'll take it. So touched off the man in the mark. So it'll be a live ball, fisted forward. Well grabbed by Spry, quickly, high kick. Down here towards Allen. So Harry Allen with the mark. He's got the coach on offer, but he decides to go long with Price. Also the King arrives. Bouncing ball. Perling. Tackle. Barnes. Working hard there as well. Ball locked in there. Tantalisingly close to the goal.
She's nice and tight, Pistols. Even you look behind the footy, it's all one-on-one. There's no spares. She's good finals footy.
In fact, where the Dreammaker is, an interchange wing, towards the right of picture, there's not one player. Everyone camped virtually from that half down towards the bottom of the ground. So, as you said, pretty tight. So the Academy boy will be pitched back into play here. Young fella doing a pretty good job. That's a great toss for the young man. Front Clark flicks the ball out. Picked up here by Perling. Gets a kick away. Lurking Uraidla. Mail grabs the ball. He's under pressure from Turlick. Ball walked over the boundary line. So Uraidla pushing here, and players will be enjoying as the ground bathed in sunshine here. 12 minutes gone, second term. Goalless, if you can believe that. Goalless. Chance there for Amado. Coming to meet is Barnes. Goes backwards, and Yanch almost thought he was going to walk over the line.
He did.
He did. So, yet another behind. So this could be, I have to look up the record books. Might have to get Jaden J to delve into, the last time there was not a goal kicked in a semi-final. First half. Meanwhile, push out has been paid there. On Hopgood. Looks like it's going to go to Tudor.
Tudor, yep. So
Michael Tudor, as we said, sun now over the ground, which is good to see. Maybe it's starting to look more like a spring day as he nurses the ball up forward. Spry got his hands to it, goes to ground. Sorry, it was Ferrari. Ball fed out here. This is Spry this time. Back in his judgment, there was Barnes. Coming to assist him is Yanch. Gets to the runner Perling, curls one forward and finds Nicky Ingram. Ingram out wide here, finds Jared Petrenko. So the pup.
Might be his first kick.
He hasn't been cited much so far, the pup, but he's one of those footballers. He probably only needs 5 kicks and he'll give you 5 goals. Yeah, exactly. Puts the ball up, camped on his land. He's got one hand to it. He's directed it down to a teammate there in Watton. Tries to thread his way through. Bouncing ball grabbed here by Allen in the centre of the ground. Goes long and high. Getting back there. Ball comes to ground. There's a chance. What's it for Tommy Jepp? Yench, desperate. It comes out into
he's paid in the back there, Pistols.
Ooh. Perling it was.
Straight in front.
So the chance against Price, the white boots.
And how's the value he's just brought to, Pistols? Like, he's coached senior footy, without being rude, he's an old head, very clever, gets his goals when he has to.
So, and he has got 20 for the season, I tell you what. Chance here for the drought breaker. 13.5 minutes gone, second term to second semi, not a goal on the board. Price, will we back him in? Yes, slackers.
What's he paying?
Get around him. So, Indy, is that the longest drought for a goal in a major final?
Yeah, somewhat teeth-grindingly frustrating as well, but a massive relief in the end to see that. And it came from getting 9 inside 50 entries compared to the 4 for Hahndorf. So I reckon both teams, it's about how punishing they've been able to be from the rebound 50s. And I reckon what Uraidla have done in this quarter, potentially as a result of the win, is lock it in their forward half a lot more. Jaden?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if there wasn't a goal kick, that was going to be the first time in the decade that it was going to be a goal kick in the semi-final, I'm pretty sure. So, but well done to Uraidla on that occasion.
So Parker Balls takes the ball out of the centre, goes backwards to Ingram, coughed it up, follow up is Matt Roberts. Oh, he's going nowhere. Oh, umpire Matty Roberts would probably breathe a sigh of relief there. I tell you what, the Dartfish highlights for the first half, as far as scoring, wouldn't be too long, that's for sure. The ball comes down to Williams, he's held up. Of course, we thank Dartfish for their support as a media sponsor and Sports Interactive and Filming Footy, of course, and Fitness Studios and Solar Wholesalers, and the man alongside me. Lucky you're not picking the best goal kicker for today, Lackers.
Oh, would be. We'd know who it is. There's only one.
I tell you, the best player might be. There's a few good performers out there at the moment. Ball comes out the back. Trent Mail quick kick forward. Off hands his Tudor. He's wrapped up in a good tackle by Xander in the Daniel variety. So, but good umpiring. Umpires are letting it flow.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been really good today.
Too technical. So, ball up. Landers. Roberts. Matt. Ball comes down. Parker Bowles the first to get there. This way, that way. Forced to kick quickly on the right. And he's nearly marking it there. Was his brother, Zabian, but just couldn't complete the mark in front of the packed pavilion area at the Blackwood Football Club.
How many inclusions, Avian Pistols? Kicked 20 this year so far.
Yeah, so Matt Roberts over the back. Oh, Turlick, solid pump there on Troy Parker Bowles. Ball spills out into the comb over, lifts the eyes and puts towards Lukey Roberts. Good spoil there by Kluvernick. Uraidla defence now under siege, taken by Amado. Gets the ball out here. Here's Cheney, spills it. Young Ferrari. Oh, well done, Cheney. Pulled it back in. Cheney, plenty of experience, nurses the ball up there. Well played, skipper, as he's picked out Cameron Xander. So Xander centres the ball. Lukey Roberts is the target. He's got a break here. Oh, good work by Thomas. Brings the ball to ground. It's a foot race now. It's going to be won by young Brazier. Can he control it? He mungs it forward. Hands of Allen. Allen gives it back to Turlick. Turlick could go long towards an open goal square. Oh, Chernoden!
That's the
Wow.
coach's box. The coach's box, Pistols.
Oh,
Hands on heads.
tell you what. Team game would suggest perhaps he let go of the bit of rope there. Robert Sherwood style.
I don't know if you'd be doing that if the coach kicked it, would you, Pistols?
Could have bodied it out. And yeah, but anyway.
Good job again by their back six there, Pistols.
But quick movement then, just showing the pace there. Young Brazier getting involved. But great work by Lukey Thomas there. That was looking dangerous for Roberts to take him out. So Rigby Barnes to bring the ball back in. So 1-7 plays 9 points, 4-point ball game. Favour the Demons. Pack flies. Magpies probably spot themselves. Taken by Ferrari. Loses control. Comes out here to Remnant. Gives it back into Amado and gets it
holding
back
on.
here. Holding on. No, said the umpire. Ball fed out here to Yench. Feeds a handball out towards Williams.
Off he goes.
In turn. Got it to Hopgood. Puts it forward Roberts' territory. Once again, good work by Tommy Kluvernick. Good work there, way he could trap that ball. Look at them. They're like chips swarming, seagulls swarming over at chips there.
Brilliant job by Lukey. He had 4 to beat there.
Yeah.
Held him up until Salty came in. So great stop.
Yep, so pressure on here. So umpire McLean. Hahndorf pushing inside their 50-metre arc. Can they get a goal? Comes to Madsen, gives it back to Eckerman. Oh, good smother there by Slade. Deflects the ball, but here's a chance here for
Great
Williams. And making something out of nothing there is Sam Williams.
Quality player, Sammy Williams.
Yeah, one of the most improved footballers in the last 2 seasons, I reckon. Lackers.
Absolutely.
Perhaps doesn't get the accolades, although in Hahndorf they probably give him because they see him every week. But every time we've seen him, a great performer. So 17 minutes in.
Little smother off there, off Eckerman's kick, and well trapped by Sam. And again, a good quality player knows where to kick the football on the fly.
So back in the centre, there was a chance there. Spry was actually in the and Hahndorf bench just up from us. You can probably hear in the background there was actually 5 in the centre, but yeah, unrecognised by the umpires or the boundary umpires. So they let off there for the Demons. Ball spills out here to Remnant, goes to ground, gets on his left foot, hacks it forward to Spry. Mail did well to get rid of him. Turlick lurking, taps the ball cleverly back towards Spry. Ingram feeds the ball out to Cheney, well done. Puts the ball up the wing area, here bouncing ball. Good work there to trap the ball by Xander. Gets it back here to Mail, shrugs off for the tackle, well done. Sends it back in towards Big D Rob. Got support there from his brother Luke. Ball comes around, there's White and he runs into a hole here to try. I'll tell you what, that could be, woo, well, Lukey Roberts appealing, how long can he hold it? And umpire tennis is as long as that. So he'll ball it up. So Roberts, Clark, body, comes to Halliday, tackled by Ingram. Big Daniel Roberts comes over the top to make sure he's not going anywhere. So, as I said, good umpiring here. They're letting it go, as long as they're consistent.
Absolutely.
For
Lukey
both
Roberts works his backside off, doesn't he?
He does. So, Daniel Roberts gets it down. Taken by Williams this way, that way. Gets on the left foot. High ball. Kluvernick camped under it. Ball deflects out into Thomas. Been reliable so far. Good rebound football. Puts it there. Here's another foot race. Here's young Brazier in front of Eckerman. Can he control the ball? Yes, got the ball on the way as he's unloaded. Bouncing ball. Here's Chernoden versus Barnes. You're quite right with that matchup. Taken this time by Chernoden around the corner. Cheney can nearly hold it. Here's Tommy Jepp. He's off to the races. Can he get the dividend? Yes.
Got it.
Jaden and Indy.
Cheers, thanks, Pistols. So 39 kicks to Uraidla, but 42 to Hahndorf, so they're winning that count. Hahndorf actually winning every count, but well done to Uraidla to keep up the tackle pressure as well. 33 tackles there. Indy?
Well, after struggling a lot earlier this year in the ruck matchup, I think Uraidla have definitely responded to those critiques. 9 hit-outs in this quarter to 7. Also, I think the wind has picked up a bit of pace down here, Pistols.
So is the goal scoring in this term. We've had 3. That's a rush here, boys, after going goalless to the, 13-minute mark of this term. So Hahndorf 1-9, Uraidla with their nose in front 2-7. So back in the centre, talk about ruck duels. This one's won by Roberts. Parker Bars under pressure, trying to get the ball out. Goes back for a second time, more successful, gets a kick forward.
Oh, well done. That's
good
brilliant.
mark taken by his brother there, Zabin. Gives it back here to Williams lurking. You don't leave him loose because he'll make you pay, but not have a maximum this time. But very dangerous, Sam Williams, isn't he?
Zabin's taken that against Will Young. That was an outstanding mark.
Meanwhile, whistle gone. Looks like could be a blood rule here.
Yep,
on,
Fatty.
Fatty Remnant coming off. So Nathan Remnant, no doubt they'll work pretty quickly to get him patched up and get him back on. As Timmy Halliday will come on and replace him. So
Just a little cut under the eye for the Fatster.
yep, so 110 to 2-7. So 3-point ball game in front of the favour of the Demons. So Rudloff will bring the ball back in for the Demons towards the outer wing. Turlick's the target. Worked under the ball by Mail. Bouncing on though. His Grivell attacks it hard.
Good boy.
Spins as he got rid of it. Here's Parker Boz. Coughed that one up. Ball fed out here by the Williams. Got it to the run of Eckerman. Nurses it forward. Great defence there from the Demons, but Roberts lurking. Oh, great attack on the ball by Kluvenik. Once again, holding it in there.
No.
Oh, and this similar to the previous one, Lacquer. So we were talking about consistency, but I suppose umpire Tanner did give him a time to get it out. Perhaps he thought, well, you didn't pay it last time, but
Yeah.
anyway. So Lukey Roberts, as we said, had a couple of shots on goal. So he's kicked 27, yet to Western has only been the 3 goal kickers for the game, only the one for Hahndorf, which was Williams so far. So Lukey Roberts, important kick. Then the cameraman will be right over his shoulder as he attempts this one. So Roberts, the wind's not going to bring that back.
Just went where he ran. Ran out to the right, Lukey.
So 2-point ball game here. So Rudloff, once again, to bring it back in. Call to Wild. Good game of footy here, the second semi, Hills Division 1 football. Big leap there over the back of the pack was Halliday. Ball ended up with a teammate in Ferrari who's taken to ground. So once again, umpire McLean will come in. So Roberts, Landers gets it down there, then follows up, shrugs off, got his hands clear to get a handball out in front of the Dreammaker to Cooper Spry. Oh, he's dumped to the ground by Xander, a sling tackle maybe, or heavy tackle. The way
We've
they
had a lot
play these
worse
days.
that haven't been paid this season, Pistols.
Yep, absolutely. So umpire McLean just bring the ball in a bit from the boundary. So Landers and Roberts again, the leaper. Well, they both leapt. That occasion comes back out to Xander. Daniel thread his way nicely, goes towards the corridor. Salt was the target. Toe poked forward by Petrenko. Ruled as in danger. So she said, Jared Petrenko just can't get into the game at the moment. It's been Thomas doing a good job, and Watton in defence. Watton handed it back here to Rudolph. He goes a big Barry to barrel, carries down the ground. Here's a
down the
chance
back.
lurking is Price. Grivell showing a bit of pace, gathers the ball. Wedged in next to the
lovely
boundary
hit.
line, but great disposal he's found. Sammy Williams gets across to Madsen, who's starting to work into the game. Nurses up here. Here's a foot race once again. Thomas closes, comes back here to Ingram. Gets around Thomas, onto the right, puts towards the top of the square, dangerous. Petrenko, Kluvenik arrives. Here's Roberts. Good smother there by, and off the ball, flung there, but no free kick. Looks like Kluvenik's been paid a free kick, perhaps dangerous, trying to hack the ball forward there. So Tommy Kluvenik on the left, puts it back out. It's all Hahndorf back there. Cheney, great mark by the skipper. Nurses across here to Hop. Good ride in the, Jens in the centre circle. Should have known that. They kicked to each other. Back out to Ingram. Once again, breaks onto the right. Puts towards the pocket area. Roy Roberts. Trying to sock it through was Will Young. Here's Ingram again.
Yeah, well
Lifted
played.
the eyes nice. And once again, Williams. Not a magpie near him. He's had 2 shots. He's kicked a goal and he's had 2 other shots on
Yeah.
goals. I tell you what, you need to tighten up a guy of his calibre, Lacus.
Agreed. Just filling into holes. Very clever. It'd be dirty he missed that one. The one before that was tough, but that one he should have kicked.
Yeah, for sure. So Uraidla. Nathan Uraidla brings the ball out. Ferrari was he held onto by Cheney. Ball bounced over the back. Here's young Xander. He's under pressure.
I like him.
Well done. Gets back to Troy Parker-Bowles. Sweeps a handball back here to Eckerman. He's got time to lift the eyes and drifted up the line. Finds that man Williams again. Williams in front of the pavilion. High kick towards the top of the square. Big leap by Salt. Once again, Rudloff off hands. Gets it back here. And just taking the mark and slowing it down as Cooper Spry. Goes towards the outer wing now. He's got a target there in Brazier. The young man puts out the Dukes, takes a good mark, then runs off Ingram, showing that pace. Nurses the pocket. Here's the coach. Turlick versus Mail for the Pies. In front of the Blackwood tent. Ball goes to ground. And that's all she cried in the first half of football in a, well, not a high scoring, but what a very good game of football defensively here.
Absolutely, Pistol. Just noticed Will Young come off the ground there just in front of us in the gate, grabbing the left hamstring. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes back out after half time. So,
Hahndorf 1-12-18, trail Uraidla 2-7-19. So it's a ring-a-ding-ding. It's Goldie would say, a 1-point margin. But, gee, I tell you what, we're not worried about the goal kicking stats, but I'm sure these boys, if they had the stats for tackles, etc., it would be pretty high. So what we might do is go down and find the great man here in Jaden J. And firstly to Indy. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Pistols. Well, at half-time, the stats do tell an interesting story. It was 15 inside 50s to 13, but it's worth noting that Hahndorf got the last 5 entries of the quarter, just before that last one in the very dying seconds for Uraidla, of course. But you've also got to look at the centre clearances 3-1 in Hahndorf's favour. So statistically, they're still in this game, but what I'm noticing from Uraidla is that they're at their most deadly when they're playing the small mobile game. When they go for those high long kicks with the rebound 50s, that gives Hahndorf the opportunity to read it, either take an intercept or at worst set up for a stoppage. And I think that's what they've done very well. And honestly, I reckon it's a bit of a surprise to see Hahndorf aren't in front on the scoreboard. It's 1-12 to 2-7, so Uraidla have still conceded a lot of major scoring opportunities, but there's no point looking back now. For Uraidla, it's about making sure they dominate the ground in the same way they did in the early stages of this quarter, but also not bombing it too long. They need to utilise those tall players a bit more, but that also means they need to keep the eyes peeled. They can't just land it on top of their heads. They're going to need a little bit more coordination than that, but it's been a great arm wrestle from both teams so far. You have to give credit there. Jaden.
Cheers, thank you, Indy. So the kicking count 60 to 47 in favour of Hahndorf. Handballing count 27 to 21 in favour of Hahndorf in that quarter. Tackling count 51 to 43 in favour of Hahndorf. They actually won every count apart from the score. So they also won the marking count 18 to 14. And that score of 18 is also Hahndorf's lowest first half score for the year. And it's also the only second time they've trailed at half time. So there's a stat for you, boys. And the last time they trailed at halftime was against Uraidla in round 9. So Uraidla's done that twice to them this year. So it'll be very interesting to see how the second half plays out. With Hahndorf, they averaged a score of 28 in the third quarter, and Uraidla averaged a score of 15 in the third quarter. So hopefully it's a bit more high scoring. Pistols.
Thank you very much there to Jaden J. Hill, because his good self and Indy Rogers bringing us all the stats that matter. So here we are, the half-time break, presented to you by West End. Of course, one of our valued sponsors here this afternoon, the Hills Football League. Of course, Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier newspaper, Think Road Safety, and of course the media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, and the Call to Wild, great sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting, Kloses Supermarket, and of course also supporting us this afternoon, Fitness Studios for the Best Player Award, and also Solar Wholesalers. So, as I said, 2-7 Uraidla, goal kickers for them at Price and Jep, in a game where, well, something like rocking horses produce. That's what goals are worth these days, the scarcity. And Williams kicking the only goal for Hahndorf. So 1-12, plays 2-7. So giving us astute thoughts on it is the, Nowly retired, living in retirement, former Dan Bremer coach and Christie's Beach superstar,
Geez, that was a while ago.
Daniel
Pistols.
Lackenby. So, Lackers, how have you seen it?
As I said during the call, I've really enjoyed it. I think at one stage it was nine behinds to 4 behinds, and we're calling it a good game of footy. I think if you're Hahndorf, you just go into the break at half time, and I think patience is the main word for the day. There's been periods where they've been able to move the footy they wanted to, but Uraidla's clearly come out with the defensive mindset. And I suppose the question you'd be asking if you're wearing the black and white is, can they sustain it for the rest of the day? So,
Well, they came in this game. We know Hahndorf's scoring power, and they finished by far the points for and against. But Uraidla do possess the second best defence in the comp.
Yep, correct. And this is the thing. So I just think, let's not panic. Let's continue to keep working hard. If you're able to have to play this high tempo defensive tackling pressure game, that's a difficult way to play for 4 quarters.
All right, on the other side of the wall, Dean Turlick, what's he say to his boys?
He'd be wrapped. It'd pretty much be just keep what we're doing, boys.
Would he be outlining the fact that you're alluding to? They're going to be coming at some time.
Yeah, well, they'll get their lick, but at the same time, with those stats, I'd say they're fairly even. So Uraidla's had their opportunities too. They'll be pleased with, I know Sammy Williams got a bit of the footy in the second half of that quarter, but himself, Troy, Matson, they haven't had huge days. So the blokes that they've sent to them are doing the job. The back 6 matchups are working really well, but we've just seen Young go off with a hamstring, so they're going to have to reshuffle there.
Yeah, and of course you've got the job of picking the best player on the ground today, and there's been a few contributors today. As you said, maybe Hahndorf's in defence, they're better players. Trent Miles had a bit of ball. Cheney's been outstanding. Nick Ingram, he's playing a good
On
game
his wing,
there as well. As you mentioned, Williams, cut him down.
I like Daniel Zander too.
Yes.
He's been clean. First give, good decisions under pressure, and he's...
Of course, Troy Parker-Byles. But when we look coming into this game, Petrenko, 40 goals, Salt, 31, Niekamp, 28, Roberts, 27. Right, Petrenko rarely cited. Salt has been well held. I think Thomas might have the job on him. Niekamp, really, I can't remember. He's been in a couple of marking contests.
Will Young's had him, yep.
And Lukey Roberts, well, he's had a couple of shots, but he has provided the target. But really, and the ominous thing is if those guys get going.
Exactly right. And that, however you want to spin it, Pistols. You could say, listen, we've had our best players haven't had the half that they would have hoped, so we've got a huge amount of improvement in the second half. So particularly with the forwards, but you look at the matchups, and Thomas has done a great job so far on Salt. Kluvenek's busting his backside on Lukey Roberts, who's also playing well. Rudloff's doing a great job in the back 6, and Kepper, he's blanketed Petrenko.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the other guys, Harry Allen's had a bit of it.
Dangerous, leg speed.
Cooper Spry and young Brazier on the wing. Yeah, well,
he's
midfield.
quick, isn't he?
He is quick. Yeah, just brings that to the table. Young Ferrari's battled pretty hard, and obviously against the experience of Cheney, but he's had his moments. And young Landers, another youngster in ruck. He's certainly not letting the big D Rob usually dominates. But,
absolutely.
He's taking up them. Of course, you got the option of Clark, but as you said, unfortunately now looks like as we saw at half time there, as they left the ground, Will Young with that thigh heavily strapped, might be a hamstring or thigh or something. So
hopefully for Uraidla it's a knock, but if not, because they're going to have to shuffle the back 6, that means someone like a Niekamp or a Salt or maybe Luca, they're going to get another string down, and they're going to be, hopefully from Hahndorf's perspective, be able to open things up a bit.
So as a coach, once again, put your coach's hat. I know you're in retirement, but it's never far from you, the coach's hat. When you come to play Hahndorf, what do you focus on?
Well, from our perspective, because
there's so many good aspects to their game.
Correct, and we just wanted to be competitive, difficult to play against. But the second time we were going to get them, we were playing what we thought was pretty good footy in the second half of the year.
Yeah, with a draw.
Yeah,
You got that on your CV.
We only lost to Hahndorf once in each year the last 2 years. So
Is that, oh, yeah, of course.
so we'll hang our hat on that. Only all it did was help our percentage. To be fair, Pistols. Listen, you can't go into a game and just say you're going to have him, you're going to have him. We're going to lock on this bloke. You still got to play your way, and I think that's what Dean's done here. Is let's just make it difficult for them. They're going to have periods where they move the footy well and they score, but if you just don't get beaten by what you know, make it difficult for them, and see how deep you can take them. Because let's be honest, if it's within a kick with 10 minutes to go, she's game on.
Is it the old Rocky v Apollo Creed?
No way. There's nothing. You'd be swinging every time you can.
No, what I'm saying, the first one, because you knew obviously Apollo with the ring craft. It's just
yes.
a slugger. Not saying you're either a sluggers, but just that lockdown and ride it out, and you never know, you might get lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you got to come up with something, don't you? Because you can't just keep rocking up and saying we'll play our 21 versus Hahndorf's 21 and walk off 18 goals behind. So you got to come up with something. And you hope that the group's disciplined enough to follow through with something that you put in place.
Hey, as a coach, when you do play a side like Hahndorf, and we were talking off air before this came on about different eras and some great sides, and you were talking about the Mount Barker 03-04 back to back, and I mentioned about Lofty, they're 3 in a row. Uraidla with their three-peat, now obviously Hahndorf. Do you learn off good sides as an opposition coach? You see something saying, well, we might implement that, or...
Well, we've done that as a club because from our perspective, it's Hahndorf's success has started from their junior program. So if you look at their list, and they proudly tell you that they're playing on minimal points at the moment, and majority, if not all, bar a couple, have played junior football at the footy club. So how good's that?
Yeah.
So that's...
And the scary thing, I was talking to a Hahndorf guy last week, in fact, and he was just rattled off the name of about 3 or 4 who are actually down at Sturt, maybe in the 18s or reserves, and perhaps realise that they might be a bit beyond them, but to come back, and they said they're 0-pointers, which once again points at their junior program and development.
Correct, and there's be periods too where they want to come back, and that's something to Matty Yench's credit. He wants to come back and contribute to his local footy club, and look at Parker Boers, and he's come back, and Grivell, and all these types of lads. So that's the culture, that's the program you want to build, and that's where success comes from. So yeah, it's not done overnight, and sure you need to top up in areas in the senior side, but yeah, that's what we take away from that footy club.
Yeah. Now, as we talked about a tight game here, 1 point ball game at half time, 2-7 to 1-12. And of course, our man Goldie, as we said, cards and letters and emails are coming. He's out at the preliminary final country division out at might be sunny Kersbrook.
Yeah, what is happening out there?
It's closer to Maree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Darwin.
Closer to the sun.
Quarter time, it was Kangaroo 1-4, Meadows 1-2, and the homing pigeon has just dropped in a message that it's all tied up at 4-5. Just approaching half time.
Ring a ding.
As we speak. So, finals action throughout the hills is very close today. So, as the umpires coming back on the ground, just how have you seen them? As we said in the call, I think they've been pretty good consistently. The free kicks there, they've paid them.
Boys have been good. 3 quality umpires out there, so they've done a reasonably good job, I would say. It's tough for us coaches. We don't usually give the umpires a rap. I'll tell you what, though, if I was sitting up in the box and I was Goldie, and I saw that Uraidla had 5 blokes in the square when there's 3 umpires and 3. So you got 3 umpires and 3 boundary umpires.
Yeah.
4, sorry. You got a bloke on each point.
Yeah.
I'll be pretty dirty.
Yeah, I think there might be a few lectures for the academy boys this week, because it's usually the boundary umpires who make the call. Yeah. Now, we can tell you, another pigeon, they must have been just running parallel or just a couple of seconds behind the other one.
Shearies.
We can tell you at half time it is 4-5 apiece.
4-5
up
apiece.
there, so the winner going through to the grand final out there. So Kangaroo 4-5, Meadows 4-5. And what a ring-a-ding that'd be, like, it's because 2 clubs, 2 regions, or they're only 8 kilometres apart, who don't really like each other much when it comes to sporting competition.
Beyond, wouldn't it? Imagine trying to get home. She's a long way away. So.
Well, I tell you, imagine the banter in the crowd. Hey, that'd be. Hey,
I've got to be careful, Pistols, because I was going to say all for the right to play Kersbrook in a home grand final, but
Well, that's the way it pans out. Actually, we've been a lot lucky here in the Hills Football League with that sort of situation. But you go to a lot of country leagues and they do the
they
fixture
rotate 'em.
before and they
Yep.
rotate. And just if it happens, it's, COVID. We can blame COVID for everything.
It seems to be
You're
a
not
bit
blaming
of that.
COVID for the fact that you had a draw.
Poor old COVID.
Hahndorf.
No, I'm dirty on the. I'm the same as poor old Lofty, because they reckon they wanted to play us and we wanted to play them. They reckon that's held us up a W. So
Well, that's right, Matt, mate. That's right. That's not to say they would have won the game, but I suppose you can use it as excuses. But, you got to win enough games to make the finals. And
exactly right, Pistols. You don't get. Oh, here we go. Here's Will Young. He's got the civvies top on, so he is done for the day.
yeah, that's a bit disappointing. So they're down on their rotations, I'd suggest, Coach.
They were running 7 through 6. I was watching that with Watton. He came off before, so they're gonna have to shuffle though, because you got to get your Nycamp matchup right.
Yep.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking in the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Hi, it's Chris Gowans here, SANFL Hall of Fame member, and you're listening to the Vibe of the Hills footy on HFL Media.
You are indeed with the vibe of Hills footy here on the call with the Wild second semi-final action, Division 1, coming to you from Blackwood Oval. Trust you're enjoying our worldwide stream, and also for our listeners on 88.9 FM Lofty. Just enjoying an exciting game of football, which it is. 1 point ball game. It's at 2-7 to 1, 12 at half time. And just repeating the half time score in the country division preliminary final. Kangaroo and Meadows locked up at 4-5 apiece.
In the derby.
In the derby, quite right. So, all in readiness now. Which team will be going straight through to the Grandie? We'll find out in about an hour. Ball comes down, taken by that man Williams, who was so busy in the opening half for the Pies. Ball held to him, so umpire recommences play.
Watton's gone to Nycamp, Pistols.
Okay, so ball once again.
No, just swapped.
Can't clear the centre circle.
Tudor's got him. Don't like it.
Okay, so Landers gets the ball out here. Dispossessed. Oh, ragdoll. There was Allen, I think it was. Sorry, Slade. Ball goes to ground. So once again, we have the third ball up within the first 30 seconds of the second half. So ball comes down here, taken by Parker Boz. He's going nowhere. Held on the ball for a long time. Here's big Daniel Roberts. Kick deflected by Amado. Spills out here. Lurking there, you raid the player. Might have been Slade again, putting that slight body over the ball. Good work. So once again, another ball up. So Landers palms the ball down. First to get there will be Williams. Tried to shrug his way out of a tackle. Taken by Amado. Puts it forward and finds Price. So Price
Turlick
just
spare.
nurses up the line, little one of your wedge shots, and finds Turlick. So the skipper sets the ball up high corridor. Target here is Kepper. Was that chopping? No, it's the umpire. Grabbed here by Brazier. Spins onto the right. Good smother there by Petrenko. I haven't seen a lot of him in the first half. The pup, capable of anything. However, Thomas arrives. Oh, taken high was Brazier. Umpire let that one flow. Don't hear any complaints about that.
Must have been unsighted.
Must have been Tommy McLean. He's done a pretty good job as these cohorts out there this afternoon. Rob Tanner, Andrew Lawler. So ball up. Roberts brings the ball down to Brazier.
Ooh,
Landers in a bit
ankle.
of trouble here. Yeah, the way he landed. Oh, they're going down not 9. Pins here taken by Ferrari. Interesting disposal there. Here's Hopgood. He's running out of room. Perhaps had a... Yes, did have an option to get rid of the ball. Held on to it a bit too long. So Blake Trenorden, the king, getting the free kick wedged half forward flank.
That's what you want from your big forwards, Pistols, isn't it?
Yep. So the big crowd here. I don't think too many people are left because the game's still the result up for grabs. There's a good
Price.
mark taken there by Price. It said like his work. Pretty handy last week and already today on the goal kickers. That's pretty scarce this afternoon. Only 3 kick for the game. 2-7 plays 1-12.
Good kick and a half away still, Pistols.
Absolutely, with the wind blowing across him. So, yeah, they'll be looking for a big clunker. Here's Turlick once again. But Mail, discipline and work there, and Yetch helps the ball over the boundary line as well. So, obviously, they're well aware of the capabilities of Dean Turlick.
Landers is okay behind the footy. He's got a little bit of hobble, but he's
good.
all right.
Just mean the way he landed, so that's good for your Raider perspective. As I said, already down a big man with Will Young, not to take any more further part. So Clark gets it down towards Turlick. Can he? A little bit of magic here. That would have been goal of the century if he got that one, but he did raise the first score of the second half. And funnily enough, it's a yard behind at Lackers.
Who would have thunk it?
So 2-8 plays 1-12. So Yench to bring the ball back into play for the Pies. Played in every grand final since 2015, Hahndorf. So looking to continue that
And he's
run.
been quality.
So ball comes down now. A clever tack out by Petrenko. Finds Parker Boz. Zabian heads towards the goals, but have not kicked a goal at that end of the ground yet, Hahndorf.
Jesus, I'd want to change this quarter.
And you can actually see the flag and the goal umpires flapping there. So it's a sizable breeze towards that railway down the slope end.
So Rudders will be loving it. This will be his 14th kick in.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't go down with cramp.
Hang on, we're waiting. Where's our footy?
The Koala's got it again. Don't the league have a spare ball next to the goal post, as clubs have to during the minor round, or else you got to write a cheque?
I'll be sending me kids down. They'll be sending under 16s down there to get the ball.
So here's Rudliff back.
Do we run out of Sherrins?
Well, hopefully some young fan doesn't souvenir. Lakers might be in trouble. You might have got any old training balls in the back of your car still.
I've had it all my back in.
So Rudliff finally to bring the ball back into play. Ball comes down. Amado lurking. Young Brazier comes back here to Madsen. His conditions just starting to get a little bit duller again. Perhaps another lot of rain on the way. Comes to Perling around the corner. Good body work there from Rudliff. Here's Thomas. Really didn't have any chance to get rid of that. He's laid in the tackle by Petrenko. So dangerous territory here for the Uraidla defence. Ball comes down here to Remnant. As I said, he spent a bit of time off with the blood rule, but tough as a $2 steak. Fatty, back on the ground. So no leaping in. Oh, there's a chance for Parker Boz. Cleared for Uraidla. Comes here to Madsen, the skipper.
Bit of class.
Finishes. You heard the call from Daniel Lackaby, so Dylan Madsen, past medal winner. Just giving his side what they couldn't do with their first use of the wind, a goal.
Starting
so
slow.
2-13 to 2-8.
Starting to slowly work his way into the game. Pistols, obviously.
Yeah.
It's only his third game for the year.
Yeah.
So a bit of touch.
Of course, the cauldron of finals football too.
Absolutely. And, geez, it's been hot around the footy too where he's playing. So.
Yep. So Hahndorf, for the first time, as far as the goals go, get the nose in front. 2-13 to 2-8. Here in the quarter, while 6 minutes gone, second term will go down to Jaden and Indy shortly for the stats that matter. So umpire Tanner pitches the ball back up. Roberts, Daniel gets it down towards that man Madsen. Hands and knees, couldn't get the ball clear under pressure. So once again, umpire will resume play in the centre of the ground. Roberts, once again, here's Madsen. This time he gets the clearance. Bouncing ball. Parker Bowles and Salt arrive. Well done, Lukey Thomas. Fisted it forward to Amado. Well done, Rudliff, who Daniel Lackenby said certainly playing a big game this afternoon. Bouncing ball eludes Mail. Halliday goes to ground. Kick smothered by Perling. Comes back out here to Norden. Got it out to Amado. Sweeping handball gets it out here to Slade.
Great take.
Yeah, he's pressured as he got rid of the ball. Close to the boundary line there. Comes back here to Slade. Oh, was he taken high? No, said the umpire finally. So that pressure football still applying with some big tackles. Jaden and Indy.
Equals to 14 in favour of Hahndorf. Pressure is definitely up. 13 kicks though to Uraidla to 7 to Hahndorf.
So we'll come back to you, Indy, as the ball spills out into Remnant. Dives on the ball, typical courageous fashion. Umpire Tanner says no way of working the ball out there, so we'll have another ball up.
I think Yuri's might have to look at Clark. I think they just need a bit more out of him. Pistols maybe get him on ball whilst Hahndorf's kicking down the hill with a breeze.
Yep, so big Daniel Roberts, opposite big man, doing a power of work as he normally does. Ball held into him. Indy.
Yeah, just wanted to quickly point out from the many stoppages we've seen at the beginning of this quarter, 6 hit-outs to 3 in favour of Hahndorf.
So, Daniel Roberts is probably responsible for that stat. Hacks the ball forward, but Academy boy there, and it'll be last touch will be paid. And it'll be Tudor, so Michael Tudor out of half-back flank area for the Demons. Sleeves, this finger going across, then goes up the line. Turlick lurking in the front of the pack. Perling brings the ball ground. Toe poke forward there by Amato. Here's a chance here for the man you just mentioned, Landers. Oh, good smother on Williams. Here's Amato. Hacks the ball forward. Ferrari, big leap. Got his mitts to the ball, but it's rushed over the line for yet another behind. So 2-9 plays 2-13, so 21 to 25. So we'll just get Jaden to check on that aggregate, that final he was talking about a couple of years ago. Because I tell you what, this could be a low-scoring aggregate as well. 21 to 25 currently. Here's Madsen. Ooh. Feeds the ball out to Williams. Williams high kick. Parker Bos was the target, but he infringed his opponent there in Tudor. So Michael Tudor once again will get a relieving free kick in defence. So Tudor will go back up that outer wing. Cheney, Perling. Ball fed out the back here. Halliday, I think it was, flicked the ball forward, then follows up. Lurking is Amato. Ball caught in under there. Amato trying to prize it out. And once again, Slade also involved. Once again, umpire will ball it up. So the ball up count today be quite high as well because of the low scoring nature and just that pack congested situation as we see once again. This time it's out over the boundary line. The Academy boy will pitch it in. So just repeating, the country division half-time score, Kangaroo and Meadows tied up at 4-5 apiece. And a similar tight contest here at the moment at Blackwood, Hahndorf 12-13, Uraidla 2-9. So, once again, ball up. There the umpires might have RSI by the end of the day, Lackers here.
There's 3 of them.
Landers flicks it out. Here's a chance for Allen. Will it sit for him? Overran it. Oh, Mail trying to burst his way through with a couple of Demons. Ends up on the deck, and once again, another ball up. So they're pushing their way forward here. They're just about on the edge of their forward 50 arc. Landers up. Oh, here's Turlick. Makes some yards. Ball come back out.
See, as
marginally, and then the pack.
As tight as it's been, Pistols, Hahndorf's still in front. So we're 10 minutes into the third quarter. They could comfortably kick 2 quick ones, and the game's broken open.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But Uraidla, certainly the ball at the moment up there, and they're desperate trying to push it forward. Ball comes out here, and also equally desperate as the defence comes to Remnant. Gets it back to Trenorden. There he goes to ground. Barnes, the tackler. So Uraidla, as you said, would probably want to get something out of this efforts here, because Hahndorf would just as likely to take it straight down the other end and get a major, which would be a real body blow. Cleverly tapping it forward is Allen. Will he get space? Curls it back on the right foot, top of the square. Fly there was Price. Here's Mail. Gets the ball, get it quickly out to Jens. Jens goes bang with a barrier to barrel down the centre of the ground, holding in as the ball arrived. Parker Bos, and well,
he's very
talked about him half time. Tudor has actually cut his influence in this third term. Puts it out here to the King. Oh, that's a good mark there. Off hands. Here's a run in of Thomas. Rebounding defender, Cheney, back at the pack. Managed to help carry it over the line for a behind. So they're creeping step by step, inch by inch, Three Stooges style.
Figures. Here we go.
So 210 to 213. 3-point ball game in favour of the Pies. So the ball camp there with Williams. Goes across, finds Barnes, has a bounce, then goes bang down the field. Target is Parker Bos, got his hands over the top. Here's Thomas in the centre of the ground. Gets it back to Halliday, feeds it back to Landers. The big man has to prop and turn. Handballs back to Thomas, who was under all sorts of pressure. Got it back to Landers, the 1-2. Gets it out to Price, so they actually got out of trouble there.
On the left.
Looked a bit awkward there. But Landers, good enough to get out of trouble with the assistance there, Thomas. So, Price, quickly. Here's the lead to Turlick. He's double-teamed. Jens being one of them. Goes to ground Matthew. Got hold of the ball, spills out. Miles assisting him, close to the boundary line. Are they a little bit Turlick conscious?
I was just thinking that too. You could almost predict that, couldn't you? Turlick to the pocket.
Absolutely.
They honour it every time.
Another source of scoring. So, ball up, forward pocket area. Clark got the tap, but cleared by the Magpies. Price got his hands to it, couldn't complete it. Got assistance there from Slade. Ball pulled in under there by a Hahndorf player.
Well, we asked Pistols if they could sustain the pressure in this type of football, and they have so far, halfway through the third.
Yep, 13 gone, so they have conceded a goal. But in terms of this game, they're well in it. So Williams around the corner, bouncing ball. Camp lurking, haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon. And Tudor, who's had a pretty good third quarter, is happy to see the ball over the boundary line. So the diminutive Boundary Academy boy will pitch the ball back in.
Half-time grip, eh?
The throw's bigger than him. This ball comes back down here. Kicked forward there, I think it was Halliday, puts the ball forward. Good ball by Williams, but Amato still managed to get an effective handball. Halliday, who in turn gave it to Tommy Jep, moves it up towards the coach, Turlick. Here's Mail, gets support from Barnes. Barnes was a sweeping handball back out to Williams, who's free again. Gets the ball out in the path of Xander, coming to meet as Thomas. Oh, the old don't argues, he just brushes him aside. Has a bounce, can he do a Manasseh? No, he puts it inside. Price is the target. Here's Tommy Jep lurking. Oh, Barnes rides him into the ground like the Maribel Rodeo. No free kick, though.
No saddle, no free.
So, yeah, as I said, letting it flow, but Thomas, he's playing one half of a game too. So, it's all right, bodywork. Crashing through is Halliday, got it to Big Clark. Mungs one forward, bouncing ball. First to get it be Xander, the Daniel variety. Can he keep it in? Oh, he loses his footing at the vital moment in front of the crowd. They let him know about it. So, as I said, good crowd in the house.
Vocal
from both sides. So, throw in. Clark. One down by Roberts. Matt variety. Ground level. Diving in there. So, no regard for his safety was Mail. Good effort as he held the ball in underneath. So, ball up once again. Clark. Matt Roberts. Ball comes down. Madsen. Going nowhere.
Still one-on-one behind the footy Pistols. She's a tough final. Loving it.
So, ball down here. Mail once again involved. Oh, heavy tackle paid. Cannot pay them because you haven't paid them all day. There was one right in front of us. So, once again.
Sling away.
So, McLean sets it up. Hanging on in ruck, but the tap comes out. Here's Tommy Jep. Was he taken high? Yes! Yes, as he put his head over the ball, and Parker Boz just asking umpire McLean, but he said, well, kick's been paid. I can't change it. So, Tommy Jep, already a goal kicker, tries to nurse it forwards. Spry, but it carries over the top of the mark taken. Defence there by Xander, right in the teeth of the point post. So, brings the ball back across to Barnes. Pretty good this afternoon, Rigby Barnes.
Yeah, no, he's been nice and clean.
Showing his experience in the big game arena. Nurses up to Mail. He's also been pretty handy in defence. So Trent Mail.
He's done a good job on Turk when he's rested forward.
Sets the ball, pack the rise. Rudliff, big defensive punch, but paid the mark. There's the Parker Bars. That'd be interesting to see on the replay. Anyway, he's got the ball. Perhaps that's the even her up for the high free.
Little square up.
So Troy Parker Piles will nursed up the line. Did it go to 10? Bear, right in front of the interchange in the Dreammaker broadcast spot. Kyle Cheney also playing a pretty good game. So Cheney, the skipper, nurses it towards the half-forward line area. Bit of push and shove off the ball. Standing firm and taking a good strong mark. Tommy Gluvenik, the past skipper. Also spent some time in the ranks down at Unley, Sturt. But looking for Turlick once again. But a bit of push off the ball, I believe, here.
Yeah, push in the back.
So I think it's Brazier, the youngster, on the, just short of the wing area, right in front of the Uraidla coaching staff, and the scoreboard which reads Hahndorf 2-13, Uraidla 2-10, and 17 minutes just ticked over in the third term. Big Clark works to the front, the big man called to play on, gives it to Turlick. Turlick flicks the ball out. Here's Halliday, he's got support from Amato, who gets it. Cheney once again intercepting, and must have been touched off the boot there as Clark took that good contested mark in front of the pack. Jaden and Indy.
Jeez, thanks, Pistols. So 33 kicks to 21 in favour of Uraidla. They are dominating that area, much like the handballing count 16-8.
We'll come back to you, Indy, as Mail trying to work the ball forward. Here's young Xander getting involved. The Cameron, he's ridden into the deck. Comes back to Turlick, an underground pass, chopped out here by Roberts. Thought he claimed the mark. No, called the play on, didn't go to 10. Ball comes up in the centre of the ground, taking a mark is Slade. Good game of footy here. Lackers, semi-final, second semi. Of course, the winner straight into the big dance in the fortnight. And Chung, cleverly gets around the man on the mark, goes long.
Kicks it to the coach for
Lurking
six.
is Turlick, but he's chopped out. They said he about 5 Magpies to beat there. Daniel Roberts taking the mark. Handball's back to Grivell. Nurses one up here to Zabian Parker Boz.
Touched.
Called the play on. It was touched off the boot. Rudliff made sure he wasn't going anywhere.
Pistols, Halliday's been unbelievable this quarter. He's been very good in close.
He's very good. Similar to the lines of Remnant. So Roberts wins it back down. Parker Boz clean bowled. Rudliff goes to ground, but mainly is to keep the ball under him to make sure there's no clearance for the Pies. So right in front of the Dreammaker here. Bird's eye view here, Lackers. Any closer, we'd reach out and you'd get a stat, Lackers, as you used to in the old days. Ball comes down, Ferrari doing the right work. Tough in the trenches here. Parker Bowles walked across the line by Ferrari, and the Academy boy will be able to see the pitch right in front of us here. The young man's technique. Nice socks.
He's got the sleeves too, I don't mind
He
that.
has. On a day like today, it's drizzle one moment and then the sun. Sun out at the moment. It comes to Williams. Tumbles one forward and Salt. That's a good mark. As Thomas, just for probably the first time today, Lackers caught out of position. That was just happened to be the right time, place.
And
so
to be fair to Sol and Nykamp and also to Lukey, the ball has come in pretty dirty. So
well, that was
a
a
good
quick
example.
slam on the boot, wasn't it? So 31 goals for the season, Benny Salt. Lovely kicking action. I tell you what, some of his mates have been peppering the goals, but Salt, one shot, one goal.
Pistols.
So well done. And with that, we'll go down to Indy.
Yeah, it's 5 inside 50s to 9. That's in favour of Uraidla, but 2 goals from those 5 inside 50s for Hahndorf. Uraidla yet to score a goal in this quarter. They've been doing a lot right, trying to get those repeat entries, but they're not getting their deep forward options to take enough marks inside the 50.
Thank you very much. So, Uraidla. Now, can they counter? As Indy said, having scored a goal this quarter, comes to Spry, got it back to Remnant. Got it back to Amato on the left. Nurses out wide, but looks like after disposal, free.
He called, no. The umpire called play on. Yeah, he's fixing it up.
Yep.
Well done.
So Slade, he thought about giving it. The umpire says, no, you got to kick over his man to mark. So, yes, it's confusing for all involved. So Slade on the left, Nurses it forward. Oh, big leap there. The Demons. But repelled by the Magpies out wide. Ingram got his hands to it. He's Slade again. Gets it back to Paddy Kepper. Gets onto the right. Goes towards centre forward. The King is the target. Chopped out there by big Daniel Roberts. Don't argue. Oh! Bit of a fend off there from the big man. As the ball fed out by Genie. Finds a teammate out wide. Nurses it forward. That was Madsen, I think it was. Or Ackerman, sorry. Meanwhile, Salt has got on the run of Ingram. He's down from the wing. Lifts the eyes and centres the ball off the
hanging on.
Yeah, off the play.
So Yuri's got to be careful here,
Looks
Pistols.
like
we're approaching time on.
Yep, just
kick the goal
jump time. Yep.
Mm.
So Watton just infringing there. So it's Cooper Nykamp. So as I said, probably one of his rare touches this afternoon. Said he's been well held, but the opportunity to stamp a bit of an influence on. 28 goals for the season. So we talked about half-time, a couple of people getting involved, Salt and Nykamp on the goal-scoring sheet. So here's a chance for Nykamp to do such.
Pulled it.
But he has pulled it across the face.
Got real close to the man on the mark, didn't he?
Yes, yes. So 3-13 plays 2-10. So 3-14, my apologies. So 10-point margin, 3-14 to 2-10. 22 minutes gone. So Lacker's score coming through.
Division 2 score coming through. Country Division through the third quarter. Meadows 38 to Kangarilla 29. Scores were level at half time, so good third quarter so far from the Dogs.
There. Yep, as it should be. Winner takes all. Being the ticket to the grand final against Kersbrook next week. Who will be trying to win a centenary season flag. Lakers doesn't happen a lot. I think Meadows actually did it, and Macclesfield at the Hills competition.
Okay.
back in the day. So as I said, 100 years in the making, perhaps for Kersbrook, as the ball comes in here to Norden. He goes to ground under pressure from Yench. Yeah, I think Strathalbyn did it, and also South Wyalla last year. But very rare in South Australian country football circles, a centenary. And, well, the last two grand finals probably have gone as well for Kersbrook, losing to Ironbank and then Gumaraka. But as you said before, they do have the benefit of playing on their home ground.
Playing at home, got the week off, so they should be well set.
There'll be a big crowd there, as I said. It'll be a great way to wrap up a special season. But that's all to play for next week. Meanwhile, here at Blackwood, two sides playing for a ticket to the big dance in a couple of weeks in Division 1 footy, and a good game of footy at the moment, 10-point margin. Hahndorf 3-14 to Uraidla 2-10 and 23 minutes. So three-quarter time closely on the horizon here, Lacus. So even though they've conceded those 2 goals, I think Dean Turlick might be pretty satisfied because it's a gettable margin for him. Although still a couple of minutes to go and Hahndorf could pounce in junk time as the ball comes out here to Madsen, feeds the ball out here. Matt Roberts, high kick from him.
Too much.
Out on the full.
Yeah, so long as they finish the quarter well here, make good decisions, don't concede, he'll go into three-quarter time wrapped.
So they're doing a pretty good job, as you said, a rotation down. Of course, Will Young, unfortunately, out of the game at half-time with like a hamstring or a driver or something.
So, yeah, they're just getting a few minutes rest into Landers at the moment. He's off, so Clark's doing the bulk of the work in the middle of the ground. So
they will come home with that bit of the use of the breeze and downhill, which can be a psychological factor, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Same as at Heathfield Oval, but you can score goals just as well up the slope.
Yeah, and like we said earlier today, we've seen the opposite occur in both games before this. So where teams would have thought that they're going home down the hill.
Is there a favoured end to score at Ram Park?
I took any end. I was happy for him to score
any end, any goals.
Any end for us.
All right, so Michael Tudor with the free kick right in front of the scoreboard. It said 3-14 to 2-10. His side trailing by 10 points.
Good lad.
Cooper Spry taking a good clutch mark in front of the pack which descended on him. So Spry, one of the sprightly youngsters out at the cabbage patch. And this is the ball forward. Needed mark here. Cheney getting involved over the back was Grivell though. Got it to Mail. Loved his work today. Follows up his own work.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well done. Good second effort, which you like to see, particularly in the cutthroat finals, which this one is. So the crowd, once again, getting involved here. Good game of footy. A lot of people came here probably thinking, well, this is a bit of a one-horse race. Far from it as the ball bounces out here. Ingram toe pokes it forward cleverly. First to get there with Tudor. Goes to ground. Pressure applied on him by Williams. They're playing for keeps out there, Lackers.
Absolutely, crashing in. Fatty doesn't care. He just throws his body at it.
The side that wins will probably enjoy a week's rest. The other one will have to back up after the against the winner of yesterday. Tomorrow's semi-final at your old stamping ground. So there we go. Three-quarter time has arrived. And Uraidla just the 3 behinds for that quarter. 2-2 to Hahndorf. So Hahndorf in front by 10 points, 3-14 to 2-10, and goals in that quarter coming through Madsen and Salt. As we'll go down to the 500 man, who will also tell us if the conditions are any warmer out there, Joe. Indy, or are they getting a bit like last week at Callington?
Yeah, there's been more chilly colds than this, and there's certainly been worse quarters throughout the year from Uraidla than this, but it was ultimately a disappointing term for the Demons. 15 hitouts to 10 in Hahndorf's favour, 8 inside 50s to 9 in Uraidla's favour, though. But you've got to think about Hahndorf getting the last 3 consecutive entries of that quarter. And more importantly, Uraidla just struggled to get any reliable scores from their deep options and deep targets whenever they got it inside the 50. They're taking too many low percentage long range shots. They need to start getting some players like Landers and Turdick to start going a little bit deeper, I reckon, and that would be massively useful for the team. But also 2 centre clearances to 1 in Hahndorf's favour. I mean, in low-scoring games like this, centre clearances don't matter too much, but I do think there's been a bit of a match-up at the... There's been a bit of a momentum shift at the stoppages, and that's been in Hahndorf's favour. I mean, again, they set up so cleanly when the long ball comes in, but I just reckon this time Uraidla have maybe run out of a bit of steam, struggled with the ground ball, and they've gone with a 1-point lead at half-time to a 10-point deficit at three-quarter time. They're still in this game, but it is going to be a pretty big uphill battle in the context of how low-scoring this match has been. Jaden.
Cheers. Thank you, Indy. So I'll go through some of the kicking and marking counts as well. So 43 kicks, to Uraidla, 32 to Hahndorf, 11 marks to Hahndorf, 9 to Uraidla. So Hahndorf won that count. Uraidla, though, won the handballing count for the first time of the day as well. So 20 handballs to 14 in favour of Uraidla. And the tackling count, though, Hahndorf's pressure was elite, and Uraidla did match that, though, in the last 5 minutes. So 63 tackles to 51. So there was heat in the kitchen. And so this is the total. So 127 kicks to 90 in favour of Hahndorf, handballs 59 to 56 in favour of Hahndorf, and also that was Uraidla's. Those Uraidla's lowest third quarter score for the year. So there's a stat for your Pistols.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
Hi, this is umpire Pete Humphreys, and the best decision you can make is to listen to HFL Media.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking in the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Yes, you're on the vibe of Hills footy, the call of the Wild, and as we said, acknowledge our supporters, sponsors, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarket, and for the Hills Football League, of course, Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier, Think Road Safety, and our media supporters, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, and of course our good friends at Fitness Studios, who Daniel Lackenby will be awarding the Best Player Award to, and also Solar Wholesalers. So trust you're enjoying our live stream worldwide, and also the broadcast on Lofty Media FM 88.9, and set for, well, who wins from here? Daniel Lankenby, 10 points, 314 to 210. Uraidla coming home with perhaps the breeze.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Just watching the Hahndorf huddle there, I think it's just looking at Goldie and the way he's addressing the group. I think they're looking to move the footy, so they've got to kick into the breeze. So they want to make sure that they switch it, they get the ball moving, and open up some of these wide open spaces of this oval. Uri's will just be continuing just to keep it in close, keep locking on. It's working for him so far. But I think Hahndorf will come home, and I think they get the chockies here.
All right, we're underway. Final term, second semi-final, 10-point ball game. Taken by Amado, gets to Spry, so the first clearance out of the centre will go to Uraidla, and nurse the ball forward and find the big man Clark lumbering out quickly. Drives the ball forward. Turlick was held onto by Mail. Ball comes down here. Gathered there is Ferrari, I think it is. Goes to ground. So ball held in there. Just three-quarter time. Meadows 7-10 leading Kangarilla 4-5 in the preliminary final at Kersbrook. So we'll keep you updated with that result. Ball here. Spry got his boot to it. Won't cover the distance. And there's that man Cheney. Did it go 10.
Made a mark.
Yeah, well, I thought it was off hands too, but
Kangi didn't score that quarter by looks too, Pistols.
no. So Cheney brings the ball back out to his partner in crime, Yench. So Hahndorf goes long. Ball comes to ground, and been paid there to free kick. Looking like maybe Xander. So, sorry, Parker Bos. So Parker Bos, high kick. Good defensive spoil by Landers, brings the ball down there. And out over the boundary line. So, real arm wrestle here. The first goal of this final term will be very important. It's a 10-point margin. I think low-scoring game, 16-point margin, just broke their back, I think, Lackers.
Absolutely.
So, ball up here. Ball comes down here, off hands. Still no beg your pardons in the...
A stoppage, Pistols. Who would have thought?
Yeah, in the cauldron of finals footy. as I said, direct path into the grand final. Hahndorf looking to continue their record of having played in every grand final since 2015. Certainly the Magpies in a rich era of success. Madsen's kick was smothered. Driven back by Uraidla. In front was Barnes. He's been good this afternoon. Might just have to ask you, Lackers, for your contenders for the Fitness Studios nomination.
I don't know, a few boys probably.
Maybe in a minute we'll let you ponder on that.
That's probably rather massage, wouldn't they?
Comes to Ingram. In the meantime, free kick has been paid. Looks like it's going to go to Cooper Spry, who has been pretty serviceable this afternoon for the Demons. So Spry goes long towards the pocket. The lead is from Turlick. Oh, cut off nicely by Ingram. Nicky. Just making sure there was going to be no mark to Uraidla there. So taking the mark right in front of the Blackwood Football Club tent. So Ingram, what's on offer? They'll be happy to milk the clock down throughout the term. They're holding the slight lead. Ball goes high. Big leap there. Taken by the big man, Daniel Roberts. Gives it back to Troy Parker-Bowles. Gets a quick kick away. And a good mark taken out there. Play on, said the umpire. Must have been touched off hands or something. But a bit unfortunate there. It was Luke Roberts not paid. So Luke Roberts does, at the end, does a ruck work to have a nonchalantly there. Didn't think he thought he was in the job. But his brother's arrived and he'll contest this ruck duel. So D-Rob, Landis, ball comes down here, fed out here, Spry. Certainly he's everywhere, handballs onto another excited. Youngster Brazier nurses it forward. This is better, young Ferrari, just couldn't complete the mark as he went to ground. Ball spills out here, Perling, over the top there. Was it a free kick? No, so perhaps a bit lucky not to get a free kick there was Perling. Flew with on the ground, but umpire McLean close enough, so ball up. Ball comes down here close to the boundary. Showing his way clear there. Ball taken by Amato on the left. Can he bring it back in to do something rather special? But at least they're on the board for the last term. Just narrowed it back to 9-point margin. So 2-11 to 3-14 here. Call the Wild second semi-final action from Blackwood Oval. Must say, haven't had rain for about second half of this game.
It's been good.
Which has been good.
A bit blowy still, but
actually, I did have a look. Balmy 12 degrees, Lackers. So no wonder the boys are out here enjoying it. Indy looks like Scott of the Antarctic at the moment.
Yeah, it's good. No, the boys are huddled together.
Good thing, man. Warm. Shane Collins isn't here. We'd have gone home at quarter time.
No good for Colo? Too cold?
No, cold. No good for Colo.
Oh, he's better than that.
Yeah, you'd think so. But, so, Matty Yench to bring the ball back in. As the outer side wing. Target is Daniel Roberts. He's at the back of the bus. Ball comes to the ground. Williams tried to sprint out of trouble. Oh, good intercept there by Rudloff. Goes a barrier to barrel. Here's that man Yench. So just plenty of experience just covering the gap there. So Matty Yench will send the ball back from whence it came. No, decides to go across and finds Rigby Barnes in the opposite pocket, who nurses up the line to Mayo, who's also been pretty good. Takes the mark as Harry Allen closes. So 5 minutes expired in the last term.
They've been good pairing off here, Uraidla, so that Hahndorf can't shift the footy sideways.
So Miles kick, Cavalry arrives. Getting his hand to the ball there was Slade fisting over the boundary line right in front of the scoreboard, which reached 3-14 to 2-11. So 9-point margin in favour of Hahndorf. They opened the term 10 points ahead, so marginally reduced by the Demons. Throw in falls short. Parker-Bowles at the back will grab it. No, he doesn't. Amato. Solid attack taken by Landis. Gives it the remnant. Can he kick this one? And no, just off hands. And Uraidla having some couple of early chances here to really put the cat amongst the pigeons, but unable to, or the cat amongst the magpies, but unable to get the maximum result. But slowly pegging it back 8 points, 3-14 to 2-12 here in the core of the Wild. It's once again the ball down the railway line. As we said, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Police Credit Union, West End, Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier, Think Road Safety, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, and of course Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses.
Absolutely, Pistols. Oh,
so
ball's back.
Ball is back. So Yetch brings it back out here. Finds Barnes once again.
Yuri's happy to concede that one, Pistols.
Yep.
They've just got to dump down the line now.
And once again, if you drew a line across from the Dreammaker across to the outer flank, no players in the forward half for Hahndorf. So So Hahndorf with the free kick. I think it's Xander down in front of the scoreboard. Cast 1,000 along the boundary line here, just long for him. It's a bit hard to see sometimes. Ball comes up here. Big Daniel Roberts shows what he's all about because he took those 2 big marks in that grand final victory against Uraidla back in 2015. Got it across to Xander. Xander high kick. Lukey Roberts kept on the ball, got his dukes to it. Fed out there by Amato to Thomas. Intercept there by Parker Bowles. It was meant for Turlick. Got one hand to it and then was able to control it and complete the mark. So Troy Parker Bowles in the familiar helmet, Tour de France style. Ball forward pocket area. Going to ground there was Tudor under pressure. You can probably see in the screen. Sun-drenched ground now. Quite picturesque. The gum trees in the background, and the breeze sort of subsided a bit too, Lackers.
Oh, it's beautiful out there now, Pistols.
I noticed down the wind favoured in. The trees aren't as blown around as much.
Could go well for Hahndorf here. It's in there.
Could indeed. So umpire Lawless pitches the ball. Roberts, Landers. Ball comes down. Stolen nice by Spry. He's locked up though. So every tackle, every ball up just milks the clock down for Hahndorf as they hold that 8-point margin. 8 minutes gone. Here's a chance.
Oh.
Fortunate kick up the line by Patrick Keppert. Have to get the the umpire realising that perhaps I'll have it. No.
He's paid the mark. So
he has paid the mark to Landers. Must have covered the barest by a millimetre. Here's Ferrari set up for a mark. Right in front of the interchange. Quick hands out there by Clark. Remnant. Quick hands by him. Here's once again Mayo at ground level. Ball comes back out here to slide right to Turlick, right in the interchange area, the gate. So right in front of the Dreammaker. Cameraman Flynn Rogers will be capturing this right down the barrel as the academy boy pitches it in. Roberts, Landers, get it down. Madsen. Could have been a high fend off, no.
Bit of Toby Green style.
Or Selwood style.
Oh, there he was last night.
So, ball comes down. Roberts gets it forward.
Holding.
Yeah, holding there on Hopgood. That's Braden Hopgood. That's Daniel Lackaby mentioned running drinks this afternoon. So he'll be on a bit of a fitness campaign to be right for the grand final. Ball comes up forward. Good defensive work by Kluvenik, but at the back of the pack was Nykamp. We see him do some special things, but perhaps hasn't been his afternoon so far, Lackers. It went right across the face and out of bounds on the full.
Kick that into Coromandel Valley.
Yeah, he's just as capable of creating some miracle check side to seal the game, but not on that occasion. So ball out wide, and defensive mark taken there for Hahndorf. Looks like it might be Yench. Always uses the ball, sets it up high. Oh, that's a good grab there by Zabian Parker Boz. Stationed in the mid standing section of the bus, but took up the jukes and took a good mark against some of the opposition and also a couple of teammates. So Zabian Parker Boz, 20 goals for the season, Lackers.
He's been very good. Geez, I tell you, that breeze must have dropped because he's confident here from 50.
Yeah, well, as I said, the tree's not moving at all. So I tell you what, this could... she's not on the stage yet, but the big lady might be starting to... no, brought back into play. Amato will get the crumbs.
He's had a few.
Really just didn't look, just blazed, but fortunately it ends up with Trenorden, although he goes to ground. And perhaps that was a dangerous clearance by Amato. But as I said, fortune favours the brave. And Uraidla, no damage really done. So, edge of the centre square, ruck duel, Roberts. Ball comes down to Spry. I tell you what, he's had a bit of the football this afternoon.
Yeah, he's good and close.
Very good last week when the big win over the Tigers. So the Demons. 11 minutes gone. 8-point margin. Well done there. Williams hacked it forward. Meanwhile, holding free has been paid to Tudor. But Uraidla need to get the ball down the other end. Been played in Hahndorf's half at the moment. Off hands from Brazier. Here's the man who can do it. And Turlick, the coach, drives it inside 50. Contest spilling the mark there was Price. Cavalry arrives. Allen, can he get his hands?
No, straight touched.
Unfortunately. And might have been just over the line when he finally completed. So, minor score. So, tell you what, the Uraidla coaching staff and supporters along the boundary line down here. Just it's Alfred Hitchcock stuff for them.
The bad news is, Pistols, it's down the bottom of the hill again.
Yep, well, that's right. The clock stops, but gives you a chance for a bit of a breather, I suppose, Lakers. But any momentum you can have, it's, yeah.
They're squeezing high, aren't they? Yeah, what are we? 12 minutes into the last quarter. You'd have to say next goal.
Next goal, you're calling it.
You'd have to say next goal. Well, Yuri's got to kick 2, but I think if Hahndorf score a goal, she's all over.
Just repeating, 7-11, Meadows 4-6, Kangaroo 3/4 time. Well, a couple of points out, but they're still, the Dogs could be bound for their first grand final since 2004, Lackers, which was the last one of their
Brucey?
4 in a row. Yeah, no, he was 2 and 3.
Okay.
Still Milthorpe, I think, was the case.
Okay.
But anyway, the ball comes down the ground, taken here by Hopgood.
He's out.
So there's a bit of can, he has a bounce, goes back into traffic. Nurses it up here, first to get to be Rudloff, he's played a good game too. Cuts it off defensively. It said that'd be a brave call to call that. Delivered. Hahndorf support staff screaming, you got to be joking. But he says, yes, I am.
Throw it in, lad.
So, short pitch in, turn around, boys in front, you grab it. Taken by Halliday. He's tackled by Madsen. As you said, you enjoyed the run here. Pressure finals football, the skipper. Some great grand finals he's played in the past, and he might be on his way to another one to participate in. Taken by Thomas. Oh, did well as he shrugged off his opponents there. Puts it forward. Here's a chance. Oh, good use of the body there. Oh, it's picked out. Yep. Well, we've seen that early in the game go unnoticed or unmarked. But anyway, ball comes back here to Turlick, working hard. He's wrapped up by Ingram. Comes to Thomas. Puts it down. This is a vital entry. Jep got his hands to it. Gets it out here to Price around the corner. Missed. And you just see, the anguish on the faces and the heads of the holding the hands to the heads.
Makes it 6 points, Pistols.
Pushing. 4 points, 4 goals, and so 13-14 to 2-14. So as Lack has said, one straight kick. Can they buy one?
I'm thinking, could we have OT?
Could. Well,
Don't, Pistols.
Yeah. Well. We'll have to pay you more then. Don't know if the budget can
Is that time and a half for OT?
Well,
Sherry.
Could well be. At least the light's pretty good here at the moment, so we won't have to put the floodlights on. So Jens brings it back out. So Hahndorf holding in here. It's the breeze. It's pretty strong. You can see that hold up there, but Cheney reading it very well with his experience. So the boy from Warwick Nabil, past Melbourne Demon, Hawthorn, and of course Adelaide Crows, plenty of experience. Cheney, first year skipper. Will he hold up the Premiership trophy in a couple of weeks' time? Got to get through this one first as the ball comes down. Uraidla, certainly that challenge has persisted.
Absolutely,
no. They might fall off the pace as you discussed at half time, but they're certainly on the money at the moment. Can they buy a goal? Which would really close it up. Free kick paid here to Amado. Sells a bit of candy and gets around. Goes long with the left. Can they get a clunker here? Allen lurking. Got his hands to it. 1 grab, 2 grab. Barnes tries to claim it. No, says the umpire.
There it is.
There's out of pack. Across the face. Perilously close, but out over the boundary line. So, Uraidla.
Tommy Hawkins set play here. What do you think, Pistols?
Well, possibly. Possibly.
Tommy Hawkins set play at the boundary throw in.
So, throw in. Lurking here. Can they get a goal out of this? Holding. Perhaps ball comes out here. Toe poke forward.
He's played on the ball. Which way is that handgun?
I think he's paid it
to
Hahndorf. Yes, so it could have been a million 3 kicks paid there. Depends which side you're on, but in the end it's been paid to Matty Jentsch. So Jentsch will be just quite content to slow this down. The umpires are,
Going to
so,
Lukey.
High kick, Pack sets himself. The big men. Big flight there by Nykamp. Really didn't have a chance if he'd marked that. Would have been the mark of the century, but out over the boundary
If
line.
anyone's capable.
So once again, the academy boy. Everyone's under pressure here, Lackers. Commentators, players, officials.
I feel very relaxed, to be honest with you, Pistols. This is good.
So, ball throw in. There's a spot of rain perhaps around again. As the ball comes down here, Turlick. Come to meet us, Madsen. Gets the ball, tries to feed out. Oh, well done, Tudor. He's ridden into the ground. Yes, umpire Tanner says yes.
Tudor's
so Michael Tudor.
8 frees 4, I reckon. Goldie will tell us how many he's had, I reckon.
In the wing area. So, on the left, Tudor sends the ball back in. They need a clunker mark here. Off hands. That man, Cheney, tries to find the ball out. Had a long time to get rid of it. Grivell. He's
Too
dispossessed also in a big, strong tackle. As said, ball held in there.
17-minute mark.
Yep, so 13-14 to 2-14. Loose ball. Halliday, he's been good this afternoon. Got it to run of Watt, and he's
Great
run down.
tackle.
Here's Turlick onto the left. And as
Rigby.
far as Barnes, did it go 10? Yes, says the umpire. So Rigby Barnes, he's played probably one of his best games of the season for the
good.
Pies.
He's been good.
So Barnes brings the ball back. Lukey Roberts. Nykamp flies. Once again trying, and he's got this one
It's a good
this
take.
time. Very good take. Just slid across the face of the pack. So Nykamp, used to seeing big hangers like that at the other end of the ground, but
Dan just came on, so he's nice and fresh. Matty.
Danny
swap.
Roberts. So here's the kick. Roberts is the target. He slipped at the vital moment. Kluvenik involved. There's a chance for young Xander. Shooters there as well. Slade gets involved right in the interchange area, right in front of Flynn, the cameraman here, bringing you all the action through Dartfish and Filming Footy. And of course, Sports Interactive. So, Lacus, 17, 18 minutes. Not many goals scored this quarter. In fact, none. So, don't know how long this quarter will go. Halliday pinning Williams there.
No goals, Pistol, but geez, super game of footy.
Absolutely. The winner is football, Lacus, as they say.
The winner is football. Someone will be a winner soon. Maybe we could have a bit of OT if
So
you
Tanner,
can get a goal.
so Clark just pushed out a ruck, no free kick. Ball spills out into Xander, he's dispossessed. Halliday once again, hands and knee stuff. Clark tried to get the ball cleared. It was smothered, and once again, over the top of the ball was Halliday. Got to love his work this afternoon.
Tired boys.
Yep, as I said, the winner will enjoy the week off. The loser has to regroup for a preliminary final. Remnant taken high there, hit by Roberts. Quickly gets on to Turlick. Coach finds space, goes long. Need a clunker marquee, but
There he is.
there is the stallion. Perling just has that for breakfast in finals and just takes the easy
Easy as
chop
you like.
out mark. Yep. So Perling across here finds Cheney. So plenty of experience across the half back line there, just milking the clock down. It's Nykamp coming off the ground.
He's hating that guard by the looks.
So kick. Luke Roberts is a target. Big pack there over the back was Daniel Roberts, taken by Thomas. He was pushed, I'd suggest,
holding
or
on.
held, yes. So Luke Thomas, resulting free kick. So 19 and a half minutes gone here. Second term, one straight kick, the difference. 32 plays 26. Uraidla doing all the attacking. Roberts got close, so he got close to the man of the mark was Thomas. Oh, big leap there.
He's paid Price the mark.
He's paid Price the mark.
He bobs up. He kicks his goals.
So Price has already kicked the goal at the 13-minute mark, so chance here.
Whilst that's happening, Pistols, Trent Mayle's hobbled off the ground as well.
Okay, so Price. To say this is an important kick would be the understatement. I think all the hearts of Uraidla supporters in their mouths say, Todd Price.
Missed.
It's hit the post, can you believe it? Do you want it any more? Suspense.
Could that be an important point?
Could that be
Pistols?
the winning point, so to speak, Lacus? So
20 minutes in, 20 minutes from
So Yates brings the ball back in. 13-14, plays 2-15. 5 points to margin. Hahndorf in charge here. The reigning premier, undefeated this season. Ball up the line, taken
Lovely
by
kick.
Madsen. And the returning skipper be happy to take the mark here. So Hahndorf has said, carried all before it this season. Their last loss was in last year's second semi-final
Yeah,
to
it was this
Lobe.
game.
Of course, they came back and won the flag. So big pack Gathers, Salt involved. Well read there by Xander. I think once gets the ball.
2v1.
1 on to 3 here. Rudliff, Petrenko closes. Rudliff good enough to get out of trouble. Puts it here. This is a
big
big
kick.
play here. Comes to Hopgood. Gives it to Williams.
Trenko's out.
Gets a loose man here. Oh, and Petrenko, as I said. Hasn't had the most impact of days, but as I said, he can just turn a game when the ball's in his hands. And here it is. Leading goal kicker this season with 40 for the Pies. And his most important one coming up, I'd suggest. So some 30 metres out, straight in front. And a man of his experience, you'd think, Lackers, this could be it. As we come up to 22
always
minutes
entertaining.
gone. This is a game ball.
Got it.
And there it is. They come from everywhere because I probably sense the only goal kicked of this quarter so far at the 21 and a half minute mark may well be the sealer. It's opened up an 11-point margin here, and you can see just down from us the looks on the Uraidla camp because they realised that missed to hit the post. Didn't look like it was going to get in, but just swayed back enough. They'd rather it be a point than to hit the post just to build the tension. But
well, how many points they kicked this quarter, Pistols? Uris?
5.
Yeah, so they've
5
had
goals.
opportunities.
Hahndorf had taken it forward and had the one scoring attempt and got maximum results. So there you go. Make the most of the opportunities in the big finals, and that's what Hahndorf have done. That's why they're such a good team. There's Matty Golding here. Certainly his barking instructions had one of the sternest tests of his coaching career.
Yep, he just wants
won
it locked down
63 out of 65 games coming into this one.
That's a reasonably handy record, mate.
It is. So ball held in here.
So yeah, he just wants a cook clock now.
The Pies have done enough. 23 minutes, just about to tick over. 4:14 plays 2:15. Daniel Roberts held off the ball. No, here's Madsen trying to thread his way through. Illegal disposal. So here's a chance taken by Whiten. Senses not much time left. Here's a chance. Cheney over the back gets the spoil. Ball spills free. Hahndorf defenders everywhere. Barnes relieves the pressure momentarily.
Won't be a lot of time on here, Pistols.
No, as I said, only the one goal for the term kicked.
We're already a minute in.
And they're very happy to hold the ball in there, Hahndorf. So Uraidla need to kick 2 goals to steal the win. So big fistful by Thomas comes to Amato. Quick hands there to a teammate who's run down. Peel for holding the ball. No, said the umpire. So sitting inside the 50-metre arc here, Uraidla. Matty Golding barking instructions here. Turlick crashing in there. Got his boot. The ball forward. Here's Amato.
Oh, he's
played on, said the umpire. Can he get on the right? Gives it back to Halliday. Gives it back to Amato on the left. Around the corner.
No good.
3 for a minor score. So Lacker's 6 behinds they've kicked in this final term. Shades of that Hahndorf loss in the 2017 grand final when they kicked 7.
Out of it.
7 themselves in that losing game to Blackwood. So, Matty Golding, quite animated here. But you'd think, as Daniel Lackenby said, 24 minutes gone. 4:14 plays 2:16. That'd be one of the best interesting score lines ever in a second semi. We might get Jade and Jay to talk about that post-match. So 10-point margin. That's the margin the quarter started at. Big lead there from Daniel Roberts. Said he loves taking big marks in big games against Uraidla, the big man, although came down rather awkwardly there. Get a bit of treatment there as they're saying, oh, he's wasting time. But I think he's a little bit hurt, the big man. Looks like a bit like Spartacus with the Guernsey sort of a little bit ripped there. And the ball with the hands of his brother Lukey here, just signaling, slow it down, boys. Yep. Puts to Parker Boz, who's running the spot on the wing and quite content to take the ball. He'll probably sit down and have a cup of tea before he kicks it.
He'll take until he's told to move on.
Absolutely. So Parker Boz has been pretty impressive this afternoon.
Oh, barrel.
High Barry the barrel.
Nice.
Looking at the back as Whiten grabs the ball. Here's Petrenko, the man who perhaps sealed the goal, gives it a hop good. This way, that way, goes to ground. Another Hahndorf player down there. As you said, there'll be some sore Magpie bodies, given they came in with a few injuries. Of course, missing Sam Hayden this afternoon. Also, as you said, Braden Hopgood. So, free kick here.
I think it's Dylan.
Dylan Hopgood. Of course, lined up in last year's grand final with Loberthorpe.
The Tigers. Meadows a kick clear, 66-33 in the last quarter.
Speaking of not kicking clear, that ball went straight in the man on the mark. So turnover goes to Uraidla. Is there time for Perling looming out? Brings the ball to ground. There it is. A remarkable and very entertaining grand final. Although only 6 kicked. 6 goals kicked, but a 10-point victory to Hahndorf. Advanced to the grand final, as I said, keeping their record of every grand final since 2015. So, yeah.
Goldie, we having a beer tonight. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I reckon he would.
No, very well done, Hahndorf. Very well played. And again, Pistols, like, they didn't have it their own way at all today. They weren't able to play their way. I'm sure they're comfortable in saying that, and still got away with the W. So great effort by Uraidla, but outstanding by Hahndorf. So we've also as we just said on those scores, Country Division in the last quarter, Meadows 66, Kangarilla 33. So it looks like the Dogs will get to the grand final next week versus Kersbrook at Kersbrook. So congratulations to Meadows. Couldn't be much longer in that game. Yeah, really pleasing day for the Hahndorf Footy Club. Reserves got through. And then we've got the seniors through as well. So
Yeah, good depth in the club, as you said. As we mentioned, they do have a few injuries, but it was, great. Well, they had their backs to the wall. They withstood that challenge, and the only goal with the term being scored, they were 10 points ahead at three-quarter time. They got back to within one straight kick, if I recall.
It was 6.
And then,
we got to 5 points, didn't we?
Yeah, 5 points. Their next goal wins is scored by you. And in fact, it did. Jared Petrenko with the pup kicking the only goal. 21.5-minute mark, he kicked that final goal. So, as I said, 4-14 plays 2-16. So we just dispatched our outrider here in Jaden J. Hill. And as you said, Trent Mail hobbling out there.
Little ankle, he'll be fine.
Yeah, well, it's said he's got the benefit of having a week off.
Yep.
But no doubt the medical staff will be working overtime at Pine Avenue. So Hahndorf winning their way into yet another grand final.
Both groups just having a powwow.
So, it looks like we've got Jaden J. Hill, and looks like he's got an interview with big Daniel Roberts. So, further ado, we'll go to Jaden J.
No worries. So here's Dan Roberts. Congratulations on the win, mate. 7th consecutive grand final appearance for the club. How's the feeling?
Yeah, look, that was a pretty solid performance by Uraidla. I think they really put it to us and really sort of.
Experiencing that prelim in 2018. How did the boys sort of relax in the third three-quarter time, obviously because they were coming as well?
Sorry, what was that one?
Obviously in three-quarter time that they were coming. What was the sort of the feeling like? Obviously.
Time? Yeah, look, we just got no lines. I mean, obviously being in the midfield, we just spoke about the run that Uraidla were getting. Obviously guys like Amato really getting the fly. So just really trying to nullify.
All right, thanks there to Jaden J. Looks like we had a bit of a technical issue there, but we thank Daniel Roberts. I think we got the drift of what he was talking about there. Lacus, a really good challenge for them, and they'll sleep well. They're contented that they're into another grand final, but they know that the job is not done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game of finals footy. Really hard fought, contested, physical game of footy. So they'll be rapt to have a breather. Both sides were off there having a chat. Hahndorf will be saying something along the lines of, well done, boys, we certainly didn't have it our way today and we still ended up winning and we're playing in a grand final. Let's rest and recover and prepare. And then Uraidla, similarly, they'll be saying, listen, boys, we're a kick away. So let's prepare, let's recover and set ourselves for whoever wins tomorrow.
All right, even though, well, it was close in the scoreboard, I suppose, 10 points, but we'll find how close it was in the final wrap-up of the stats. So down to Indy Rogers and Jaden J.
Thank you, Pistols. A very tight and close semi-final here at Blackwood Oval. Hahndorf just overtaking the Demons by 10 points in the end. The statistics painted a very similar story for both teams. 45 hit-outs apiece at full time. Inside 50s, 42-41, only slightly in Hahndorf's favour. And 6 centre clearances to 4, again, only slightly in Hahndorf's favour. But the disappointment today is Uraidla, because it was only a couple weeks ago they kicked 2-13 against this very team. Got beaten by a lot more in that game, admittedly, compared to just the 10 points here. But 2 goals 16 doesn't show a lot of improvement on their own terms. They definitely forced Hahndorf to crack down to their level, which rightfully that was the right decision for the coach to make. I mean, you need to go down to ground with Hahndorf. You need to arm wrestle them. It's not a contest of outscoring them. We know that because we're familiar enough with Hahndorf at this stage. But certainly I'll be statting this game on behalf of Dartfish tonight and over the next day or so. And looking at the stats here, I reckon really it's just been inefficiency from Uraidla going forward. And it's unfortunate. Last week we talked about Landers, we talked about Turlick, and we talked about so many of the other great tall options up forward. And Price, one of the few players who was able to take a really important contested mark late in that quarter, missed a very easy shot, not on a particularly acute angle, and that was just at such a crucial time of the game. So they're going to want to go through their routines again to make sure that they don't stuff up again in clutch time. And it was an admirable effort, but they're not looking for admirable efforts right now. They're looking to go toe-to-toe with the best. And they showed in patches today they can do that, but they also showed that on their own terms they've been inefficient in the forward half. So Uraidla ticked quite a few boxes, but in the end not enough. And they'll need to make sure next week they get the job done plain and simple and confidently and focus on the grand final the week after. But they're no lock-in for that either, because the winner of tomorrow's game could very much push them. Jaden, over to you.
Cheers. Thank you, Indy. So I'll just round out the kick, handball, tackle and mark stats. So 151 kicks to Hahndorf to 125 to Uraidla. So Hahndorf 34 kicks in that quarter to Uraidla 35. The tackling count. So it was 209 to 170, but it was actually 48 to 36 in favour of Hahndorf. So Hahndorf won that count pretty convincingly in the end. The handballing count. So that was 79 to 72, so close in that one. And the marking count 57 to 36. Uraidla only took 2 marks, I believe, in the last quarter. So there's a stat. So yeah, there's a stat for you. And also, so that was Hahndorf's lowest ever winning final score. So since 2010. So before that, their lowest score in the final was 41 in the 2012 preliminary final. So and that was Uraidla's second lowest final score as well. Their lowest was 21 in that game we spoke about earlier in the Peace Pistols. So there's the stats, boys.
Good on you, Jaden. And as we said, we apologise for a bit of a technical issue when you were having a chat there to Daniel Roberts. So, Daniel Lackenby, put on your coach's assessment hat and the leading performers in your eyes on the ground today.
This is the bit that I least enjoyed as being a coach of Pistols, was doing the cards. But that's okay. Interesting, look at that score too. Uraidla kicked 2 goal 13 against them a couple of weeks ago. They kicked 2 goal 16 today. So, you know, I know the conditions today are a bit different, but that will be one for Hahndorf to pin there.
While you're on that, we'll just go through the all individual goal kickers. Williams, Matson, Salt, Petrenko with the match winner for Hahndorf. And for Uraidla, as you said, just the 2, Price and Jep, and both coming in the second term.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, in such a game, there's good players on both sides, and I thought in the ruck for Uraidla, Landers battled hard all day. Tudor did a good job in the back 6 and puts his body in positions to get rewarded from the umpires. Turlick was outstanding for them. He does the job of probably 2 players. He does a job up forward. He also does a job around the footy. Rudloff was super in the back 6. And probably their best player today was Amato. Kept racking up the footy. Hahndorf were aware of him at stages, especially in the last quarter there at stoppage. They always aware of his positioning as well. Hahndorf, a lot of positives. There's a lot of players that probably would be comfortable saying they didn't have their best day, but when it was time to do their job, they did. Like, look at Salt, he got his set shot, he made sure he put it through. Same as Spichenko at the end, so the class shone there. Dan Roberts was very good in the middle of the ground. I thought Trent Maher did a great job back 6. He had the job on Turlick when he went resting forward as well. Troy Parker-Bors, Cheney was outstanding in the back 6. He's unreal the way he reads the footy, and he just always looks in control and never panicked, and that's nice for his teammates to see as well. But I went best on ground today. It was out of the 2 15s, out of Amato and Rigby Barnes, and the winning side today, Rigby Barnes was outstanding. I thought his decision making with ball in hand, his defensive efforts were really good. I was concerned that he might be exposed down there with a taller opponent, but he was super. So really good game from Rigby Barnes.
Yeah, it's probably the best game I've seen him seen him play this season.
Yeah.
Saw him in the Courier Cup final when they beat Lobe. He was quite good there. He's probably, by his own admission, perhaps hadn't had the best of seasons that he probably would have liked. But today, it's, you said, cream rises to the top.
Yeah, class players played at the high level, and these are the days that you want to play well. So,
as you said, forming a pretty good defence, as you said, Cheney, Perling, not what he had to do, he did well. Stallion, of course.
Well,
as you said, Trent Mile. Trent Mile.
I was looking, halfway through the third quarter, maybe get Clark on ball more just to get involved in the game, and that's Perling's done his job, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, exactly. And we can tell you deep in the final term at Kersbrook, Meadows 10-12, Kangarilla 5-9. So, Meadows now, it's going to be a rematch. You knew this, didn't you? Rematch of the 2002 grand final, Meadows Kersbrook. And that was the first one Brucey coached because Dave Thomas took him top in 2001, their centenary year. And then Brucey took over for 02-03 when they won flags. But yeah, so beat Kersbrook about 20-odd points, I think, in the grand final that year at a chunga. So there you are. History repeats itself. So, but as we said, Brookers centenary flag.
That'd be pretty special, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be pretty special.
They've got the Rezzies in too, don't they?
No, they lost.
Oh,
sorry, Meadows do, yeah.
Yeah.
Meadows will play Kangarilla, I think, in the Rezzies.
Yeah.
So, it'd be long haul.
A few buses heading out that way then, wouldn't
Well,
they?
you'd think so, wouldn't you? Out to Kersbrook, up over the top of Mount Gould there.
Oh, good. I mean, look at Meadows. What a story. It's fantastic. So to have both senior sides playing in the grand final.
Yeah, so Scott Bailey, well done to him. And
unreal job.
Joey Schwab, the Witch, doing the reserve, so he'd be cocked a hoop, that's for sure.
Brilliant job, Meadows.
All right, well, we thought it would be a good game of footy. It certainly lived up to our expectations. Not if you were watching it and you're a big fan of goal kicking, because that was the only thing that was probably devoid of this afternoon's Call to Wild presentation, where Hahndorf 4-14, 38 have defeated Uraidla 2-16-28. So a 10-point margin, as we said. 7 straight grand finals for Hahndorf.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good
It just becomes when you sit down to G7. Yeah, that's incredible. And of course, they've won every premiership except one in that time, of course, losing in 2017. But
Blackwood.
Anyway, we're going to thank our ground crew for doing good work. Jaden and Indy, thank you very much. Worked very well against some technical issues, but well done to them.
And they got wet.
Yes, that's the main thing. And thank you to Dallas and Flynn Rogers once again, the cameraman, producer, bringing you all the great shots. And also our sponsors, of course, Police Credit Union, West End Sportspower, Sherrin, the Courier, Think Road Safety, media sponsors, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Filming Footy, and the Call to Wild. Great sponsors all season, Chris Shaw Accounting and Kloses Supermarket. Also Fitness Studios and Solar Wholesalers for their support as well. Well, that brings us to, got tomorrow to go. Because we continue our A-grade finals feast tomorrow, 2 p.m. The Dreammaker heads out to Cube Logistics Oval in Nairn. Knockout first semi-final between Lobethal and Onka Valley. Still got the keys to the executive car park and washroom out there, Lackers, have you?
Still got the keys.
Have
so,
you? Oh,
yeah, mate,
good.
whatever you need.
Well,
I better run it by Toddy, though.
Yeah, the Lackers' tower out there, you're still able to get up in that?
I won't be up in there.
You'll have to be content with being in the Dreammaker across on the Gumtree side of the ground. Hey?
I'll be happy over that side, mate.
You will?
Yeah, it'll be good.
Out on the terraces, but...
I won't be carrying on like I usually do.
No, look, mate, it's been fantastic to have you on board. As I said, we look forward to your comments tomorrow. So no doubt you'll be going home now and just studying up the stats for tomorrow for Lobe and Onkers. We'll talk about the game tomorrow, but I'll tell you what... there's an opportunity for them. Uraidla, did they play there, today? Has it taken a lot out of them?
Yeah.
Of course, we're looking forward to another game tomorrow because, first semi-final. Once again, no tomorrow for the loser. So
I reckon tomorrow's going to be a ripper, Pistols. I really do. I reckon it's going to be a great game. As long as the weather's sound. There's some big forwards in both sides. We should see. Hopefully we'll see more than 6 goals, mate.
Well, you'd think so. You'd think so. And there's a very happy president to the Hahndorf Football Club, Graham Kaiser, into another grand final.
Very relieved man.
He is indeed. His hair's gone grayer.
He's got a red tin and he's got a big smile. So well done, Kays. Another good year so far.
What more could you want on a Saturday afternoon in Hills Footy? All right, Daniel, thank you very much. Daniel Luckenby for joining us, and we look forward to catching up with you again tomorrow, mate. And Goldie will be back. So
Beauty. The full team.
The full team will be on.
Beautiful. Thanks, Pistols.
No problems at all. All right. As we said, that's about it from Blackwood Oval. Just repeating, Hahndorf got over the line to enter their 7th grand final. Probably not as easy as they would have expected, but a 10-point margin has got them through for their 7th grand final. 4-14 to 2-16. And hopefully before we just sign off, the final score has come in. We can tell you that Meadows are in the grand final. Well, in the end, quite comfortably. 12-13 have defeated Kangaroo 6-9. So Meadows, if you're a Bulldog, woof, woof, get around them. They're on their way to the grand final. I said the first time since 2002. So a long time between drinks, and who knows, they could go, well, them and Kersbrook can have a good, which we will be bringing to you on Dartfish possibly next week as well. So in the meantime, Jeff Pistola here with the crew on the Call of the Wild from Blackwood Oval. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And don't forget, tomorrow, big day, Father's Day, and we'll have a Father's Day special too from Nairn Oval. The elimination semi-final. Loberthal taking on Onka Valley. Look forward to bringing that to you tomorrow. So until then, keep on chasing your goals. Bye for now.
Hi, this is umpire Pete Humphreys, and the best decision you can make is to listen to HFL Media.
The Call of the Wild is an HFL Media production in association with